think we're live, Baddog.
I think we're good.
All right. Stand up, New York Giant fans. What's going on, Baddog, man? Excited to be on the channel.
Nope, you know what? This is saying no data. Oh, there it goes.
Let me see.
No, it's good.
I see us on my phone. We're good.
YouTube is forget it.
It's been Fugazi the last couple.
Yeah, Fugazi are good. That's a good word for it. Definitely has been Fugazi. There's no doubt about that, man. What's going on there, brother? How you doing?
I'm doing good, man. We got some of our best in the chat. Afghanistan's in here, of course. Joe Black, Angel's in here. Hang Glider, man. Thank you guys, Edward Chan. Thank you guys for being here. But yeah, we were talking about it before we went live, Baddog. Not a ton to talk about. Of course, we could talk about, some, I guess, the minor signings that the Giants have brought in, undrafted free agents. I'm sure we'll get some questions, but not a whole lot to talk about. It's kind of been slow on the news front. Jabril Peppers, they were talking about how he could potentially play corner. We could touch on that. But it's been minor stuff the last couple of weeks. And next week, I think it'll hopefully start to heat up.
Yeah, I mean, they should be getting in the pads next week. I mean, one thing we can talk about, and it's really the only thing we've had to talk about this entire offseason, is DeAndre Baker. Now, I heard that he could actually face life in prison. I mean, that's how serious these charges are. I think he's facing anywhere from 10 years to life for his transgressions. Yeah, it's just crazy to think, Chris. You're 21 years old, right? You get drafted by an NFL team in the first round. You get a 4-year contract, you get $10 million. So 21 years old, for 4 years, you get $10 million. Never at 25, you can retire. You never have to work for the rest of your life. And you go from that to maybe spending your life in a 4x6 cell for the rest of your life. I mean, the swings that I can't even imagine.
Florida doesn't play, man, when it comes to the gun laws there. Minimum of 10 years for what he did. And obviously it's ridiculous. If he's convicted of it, we'll see. But I just can't picture somebody being that dumb. And that's why I kind of reverted back to maybe he is innocent once the facts started coming out, because like you said, this guy was due $10 million over the course of his first 4 years. Not to mention, if he plays well, he's due to make quadruple that in his next contract. So he basically pissed away at least $50 million. To try to rob some guys for a couple of grand, it just never added up to me.
It is very strange. David from Colorado, thank you for the super chat. Brilly. He says, what up, guys? What's up, David? Good to see you, my man. Hope you're staying safe out there in Colorado.
He's another great supporter of both of ours. He's got
Yes. I mean, David was there when I started streaming a couple years ago. I never forget the initial people, the initial 10 viewers that I would get when I would go live. It'd be 9 to 12 viewers in there, and
they're all in here. They never
go anywhere. Like you said, I mean, when you went back and looked at our first live show, it was a lot of the same people.
Afghanistan has to have the best notification system on YouTube, because anytime I'm live, he pops in there right away. Anytime there's a New York guy live, he's there, and he's there right when the stream starts. He's phenomenal. He's been a phenomenal supporter of both of ours this whole time.
I'll tell you,
Giants fan, another one.
Cushmaster's another one. Cushmaster, as soon as it goes live, there he is, bang, in there with the 420 every time.
With the 420, and he always waits around till the end of it, till everybody else leaves. But many great supporters in here, man.
Paulie Passamazul's in the house too. I see Paulie. What's going on there? Mexican Giant, Andy Garcia, Mark Edelman, Fabian Albiar, Nathan Poland, Raymond Manoff, Brokey 711 always likes to give me shit. That's okay. OTB Mods, Nick DeWick, Sports Experts in the house, Nathan Bashone, Brilly. Thanks for the super chat, buddy. Says New York Giants for life. Damn straight. KP's in the house. Meet Tarhan, Sabrina, my lady, John Williams, Sid Shahi's in the house, Irish New York Sports, Jorge Pacetta, Rudy T. Rudy
T's the man.
There's one of the OGs right there.
Rudy. Sabrina's great too. She's always in all of our streams. But Lake Nona. But thank you. Basically, I think we're gonna do another Q&A for the most part, Bear. That we're gonna feed off the chat because, quite frankly, we're kind of waiting. I mean, we could talk about speculation and guys that we think are going to make the roster, but I mean, we've been over this. I mean, the wide receivers, they went out there, they brought in another undrafted free agent today. I didn't even bother to make a video on it because from what I saw, the chance of this guy making the team is a snowball's chance in hell. Yep. But they've got 6 undrafted free agent wide receivers. We're hoping maybe 2 make it, probably 1, but we've talked about it extensively, and we're not going to have more of an opinion on it until such time we hear how they're doing in training camp. Maybe we see some video footage, things like that. There's really nothing more to talk about in terms of who's going to make the roster. We've been over everything. The major question marks now in terms of the roster: who's going to be the right tackle? Who's going to be the center? Okay, major storyline is who's going to be the second cornerback. Obviously, with Baker out, is it going to be Julian Love? They brought in Cockrell. Cockrell backed out.
Yeah, I saw that. That sucks because I actually thought that Cockrell. I mean, I actually did a video on that where I thought that he was actually blessing in disguise. That he was better than both DeAndre Baker and Sam Beal. To be honest with you, I thought he'd be more productive than either one of those guys, and I thought maybe it's a blessing in disguise that Beal opted out. Beal's NFL career is over. I don't see how anybody even bothers with him. And of course, DeAndre Baker's career is over too. So I was like, you know what? Maybe neither one of those guys is going to be good for us, and they were going to be bad. You bring in Ross Cockrell, who was pretty good for us in a really bad team in 2017. He's a professional. He knows how to play, and I thought that was good. But, yeah, he backed out. And it's been a really strange offseason, Chris. And you know what sucks is that right now, it's August 13th. We'd be in the middle of like our second week of preseason.
Tomorrow would have been the first or second preseason game for the Giants. Somebody told me. I don't remember what it was, but it is what it is. And hopefully we have a season. That's all we could ask for at this point. But Cockrell, when you looked at the numbers last year, he was beyond impressive. I mean, in limited action, he played some in the slot, he played some on the outside, but quarterbacks had a 55%, I think it was completion percentage, 67 quarterback rating. Was a really sneaky pickup by the New York Giants. And he had familiarity with James Bradbury. They played opposite each other with the Carolina Panthers last year. So I was completely on board with that. Now I guess the question becomes is, do they go out there and try to bring somebody else in? Of course, the Giants have shown that they're willing to go outside the organization at this point to try to fill that void. But Joe Judge came out and said that it's not a glaring need, even though I disagree with that. I think they need somebody with experience, even though some may debate maybe Julian Love could start out there. But we didn't draft Julian Love to be an exterior corner. We drafted Julian Love to be a safety and a slot corner. So I personally would still like them. And there's a number of guys out there. Drake Kirkpatrick. There's a number of guys. There's 4 or 5 veterans out there.
Logan's still out there. Logan Ryan's still out there.
Logan Ryan, Brandon Carr. There's a number of guys. Tremaine Johnson, formerly of the Jets, that they could go out there and they could at least give an opportunity in camp. So I hope they still go that route, but maybe they won't.
Yeah, and I mean, other teams, there's going to be guys that are cut from other teams too. So it's not like there's not going to be a good amount of cornerbacks that the New York Giants can take a look at if they choose to do so. But I'm with you. They didn't draft Julian Love to play cornerback, and you can talk about Peppers being there and everything else. Then you move Love to safety, and you have him and McKinney. I mean, I get that, but Peppers, same thing. He's not Jason Sehorn. Very, very few guys. Rod Woodson's one. Jason Sehorn's one where they go from safety to corner. I think it's easier to go, inside out. And I think it's like baseball. It's easier to move farther away from the plate than it is to move closer to play when you're playing defense. Right. So I think it's the same thing. I think it's easier to make the transition from corner to safety rather than vice versa. Safeties usually have the best man-to-man cover skills. That's why they're safeties. So bringing Peppers in there, he's not there to be a corner. So I think the Giants will make a move. I think they'll get somebody, in there to at least compete for that position. Again, Darnay Holmes, same thing. You say Darnay Holmes, but they drafted him to be a nickel corner. Right. And he's going to be a damn good nickel corner. So you don't want to take a guy out of his strength and put him over there because then you kind of wasted his draft value. So
and not to mention he's a rookie learning a brand new system in the NFL. You don't want to start messing with these guys' heads. Right. Julian Love became accustomed to playing the safety position. Now you're asking him to play somewhere completely different. Yep. I like the sense of Julian Love was good at what he did last year. Let's build off of that. Let's not now throw him in a completely different scenario, in a completely different defense, and ask him to learn from scratch. I don't see a lot of progression with that. So I would like at least a Band-Aid until next year, and maybe you draft a corner, maybe you sign a free agent corner, because at this point I think we all agree Baker's probably not a part of the future of this football team.
Yeah, it's not Giants related, but I can ask you this. I think you made a video on it, but I didn't get a chance to watch it because I think you did it late. I think you did it last. Everson Griffin going to the Cowboys. Now, I was streaming the Yankees, and I had a bunch of people in there say, hey, Griffin went to the Cowboys. I think that's a nothing move. I really do. I mean, he's going to be 33 years old. I know he had a good year last year. I know he's had a decent career, but there's a reason guys like Evers and Griffin were still out there this long. There's a reason Jadeveon Clowney is still out there this long. There's a reason nobody's like, oh, my God, we got to suck these guys up immediately. I don't know what they're doing. I don't know. It seemed like Cowboys fans, I mean, they're getting like Eagles fans. Like, they make a signing and they're winning the Super Bowl all of a sudden.
Here's what I'll say about the Griffin signing. I think it was a really smart move. I agree with you that it's not like a monumental move. Like, I already had my opinion of the Cowboys before they made that move. Like, I thought the Cowboys were the class of this division before they made that move on paper, based on some of the things that happened in the offseason. We both thought the same thing last year. They just didn't live up to it. But in terms of talent, you had CeeDee Lamb. They added a lot. They improved the interior defensive line. They brought in Poe. They brought in McCoy. But I think it was a good move in the sense that you had Robert Quinn on the outside last year. He had 11 sacks. He was a veteran. You didn't spend the money there. He goes out there. He gets a 4 or 5 year deal with the Bears. He's like 31. And then you sign a guy that I think could give you similar production. He had 8 sacks last year, made the Pro Bowl on a 1-year deal. So I thought it was a smart move by the Cowboys. But do I think it's going to be the move that makes them win a Super Bowl? No, but I think it was a good move. And it's a move that a lot of Giants fans said, we got to sign Griffin. We got to sign Griffin. It never made sense. We play a 3-4 mainly. He's a 4-3 D end. And he's a veteran. He wants to go to a team like the Cowboys that can compete. He doesn't want to go to the Giants on a 1-year deal.
Yeah, I mean, again, I still don't think that's a make or break move for them. I just, I don't know. The Cowboys are going out there. They're signing a lot of veterans, and again, they're coming and learning a new system this year under Mike McCarthy. You got this whole COVID thing. I mean, I don't know how much of a difference that makes. Now, yeah, I picked the Cowboys to win the division last year, and they underachieved. And to be honest, the Cowboys have underachieved for years. I thought for years they had the best roster in this division. They haven't won anything. And this year again, I picked the Eagles to win the division, and I think it's simply because they have familiarity with their coaching staff. They know everything. They know what they're, besides the rookies that obviously they have to learn the system, but Carson Wentz and the guys that were there last year, your Miles Sanders and your Alshon Jeffries, your Fletcher Cox, all these guys know the system. All these guys don't have to worry about learning this under these circumstances. So that's why I think that's a big advantage for them. I really do. Yeah. And we'll see. But again, every team in this division got a very tough schedule, and I don't think any team in this division is really great. I think the Cowboys have the most talent, but I thought they had a lot more talent than the Eagles last year. The Eagles just find ways to win. So I have a hard time picking against them.
It's a great point you bring up about the Eagles. And it's I definitely think they're going to get off to an advantage for the exact reason that you just said. Every team in the division, the Giants specifically, I mean, their whole coaching staff got overhauled, but every team in the division, the Redskins too, maybe the Cowboys didn't have as many changes, but actually they kind of did. They lost Colombo, Garrett's every team in the division has a brand new coaching staff outside of the Eagles. They have familiarity. So in that sense, especially in a shortened offseason with everything that's going on, I think that is a huge advantage for the Philadelphia Eagles. What I worry about if I'm an Eagles fan, and I've seen OGR talk about it a lot, they don't have a lot of depth. I mean, they lost a ton of their depth of free agency this year. So if they have a few injuries like they've had the last couple of years, it's going to be tough for them to overcome that.
Yeah, well, they don't have any depth because they don't have any money, and they're in trouble next year. Like, they have no cap. Like this is it. This is the last hurrah for them for a while, and they're not a Super Bowl team. To me, there's no Super Bowl team in this division. I just do not. I don't see a Super Bowl team coming out of here. I don't see a conference. I don't even see a team making the conference championship game in this division. I think most of the teams outside of the Eagles did have a good draft. I think the Eagles did do well on day 3, but their first 2 rounds are terrible. And I don't know. We'll see, man. It's going to, it just sucks because right now we can be talking about everybody's first preseason game.
Yep.
And we can't do it. It's just so
it's a slow time. But we're getting close. So we're like, we gotta get the Giant show back up because football starts in 28 days. I think.
I know. Well, from what I understand, Chris, it looks like they're going to roll with this. I haven't heard any setbacks. I haven't heard anything. I actually saw a commercial today for opening day of the NFL. So I'm sitting there going, gee, you know what? Maybe we're going to have football. That'd be fantastic. I mean, I want football. I mean, who in the chat can't wait to hear Chris and I call a freaking Giant game?
I'm still getting prepared to call the football team's game and not call them their old name. That's going to be a challenge. You know, when we call the Giants versus the football team, that I don't know how I'm going to call that game. Like, how do you do the play-by-play for that?
They're always going to be the Redskins to me, man.
Yeah.
I don't know what else to say. I'm going to call them the Redskins all year. I already know that's good. It's the same thing. I called them the San Diego Chargers all year. They've been in Los Angeles.
Now, are you? I'm with you on that, but I feel like it usually takes a year for me to adjust to a new location. Are you now like ready to call them the LA Chargers rather?
Yeah, I started calling the LA Chargers at the end of last year. So yeah, I think I'm acclimated to them being in Los Angeles. Now the Vegas Raiders.
I was about to bring up the Raiders.
Yeah, that's going to be tough too. Of course, they know who the hell they are. And they played in Los Angeles. They played in Oakland. They went back. They played in Oakland, went to Los Angeles, went back to Oakland. They play in Mexico sometimes. They're going to Vegas. They don't know where the hell they are. So I'm just going to call them the North American Raiders.
That works. The South, the Western Hemisphere, the Western Raiders. They're on the West. They're on the West Coast
Raiders. So I just call them that.
The West Coast Raiders, the WCR. But thank you guys for being here. The card coach is in here. Great subscriber, both of us. Thank you for being here. The Rams are still St. Louis sometimes. St. Louis has had two different teams. They had the Cardinals too.
Yeah, they went
back in the day.
Yeah,
it takes some time to get adjusted to some of these new teams. But yeah, I mean, as far as the Giants goes, of course we're going to field you guys' questions. It's kind of gotten redundant at this point. We're waiting on Joe Judge. We're waiting till they put the pads on, and he said some great things. The coaching staff seems completely bought in. When you watch some of the interviews, Jason Garrett saying, I don't know if this is kind of a knock on Jason Garrett or a plus for Joe Judge. But Jason Garrett's been a head coach in the NFL for like a decade, and he's saying, oh, my God, I'm learning so much from Joe Judge. I got my notepad out. I'm writing all these things. He's incredible. That's great. But what the hell have you been doing for 10 years? You're supposed to be the guy with more experience.
Yeah. Well, you know, I mean, he's learning a different football philosophy. You know, I mean, that's the thing. You can coach your way, but when you coach under somebody else, you're going to learn a completely different, schematics and system and everything else. So I think that's what Jason Garrett was getting at, is that he's learning a new system himself. He's learning a different football philosophy that, because he never worked under Joe Judge. So whoever he's worked under, he's adopted that philosophy and came up with his own scheme. And now he's learning from somebody else. But I think that's something. And again, we don't know what Joe Judge is going to be. We don't know what Patrick Graham's going to be. You kind of know what you get with Jason Garrett. He's been around a long time. But, the way they talk. I mean, and talk only goes so far. But these guys got to do it on the field. But you love the way they are teaching. Like, right. I mean, that's the thing to me. Like, I made the video about how Joe Judge has had a very difficult – and all these coaches have had a difficult adjustment to what's going on. But this poor guy – and we talked about this last week. He's had two guys arrested, right? He's had now a cornerback sign and back out. He's got a bunch. He's coming in as a head coach for the first time in his career, and he's dealing with guys that can't hit each other, can't do anything, can't see in a game field, can't do anything. But for some reason, I just feel like Joe Judge is the type of guy that will adopt this challenge, and he wants this challenge. Like, he wants this. He's going to look this right in the face and go, "You ain't taking me down.
Right?
I'm gonna handle this." Juan Gotti, thank you for the super chat. Brilly. He says, we'll go 12-4 and Haskins will win MVP. Watch. Juan Gotti is part of the 420 crew. If anybody
I tell you what, I love Juan Gotti. That guy is always in my Mets streams. Well, I think that's because they've been playing the Nationals. Yeah. Always supporting me, rooting on his Nationals. I'm with you on that. I think he's got to be in the 420 crew. Maybe he'll win the MVP of the Washington football team. He ain't winning the MVP of the NFL. I don't know what you're drinking, my man. And the Redskins going 12-4. I respect your football team. I think they're headed in the right direction. I think Ron Rivera was a great hire. And I like Del Rio. I think he's a really good coordinator for you guys. I'm a fan of your coaching staff. There is no way you're sniffing 12-4. You'll be lucky to win 7 or 8 games this year.
Listen, the Redskins wouldn't go 12-4 in the CFL. Okay, let's be real about it. They're not good, and they lost Darius Geis to domestic abuse or whatever it was. He's what is going on? The NFC East is a disaster. And I mean, they don't know what the hell to do with it. So they have no running backs. They have Adrian Peterson, who's 35 years old, and I love AP. But, you're going to be looking at Bryce Love as your freaking running back. I mean, they got no depth. Redskins got no depth. Their defensive the front seven's really intimidating, really good young front seven. But that offense, I don't know how you can be confident as a Redskins.
They're starting a 4th-round wide receiver from Liberty as their number 2.
Yeah, that's not good. And they have no tight ends. And a quarterback that just – I have no confidence in him. I'm sorry.
And they didn't improve their offensive line, really.
Right. They didn't. And that's what I mean. So I
don't see how they helped Haskins. If I'm a Redskins fan, that's what I'm worried about going into this year.
Yeah, I don't think they did either. And losing all these guys and not getting a tight end and now losing a running back. And like you said, Anthony Gandy. We loved Anthony Gandy Golden Gandy, AGG from Liberty for the Giants late in the draft. But we also have a good wide receiver core. It ain't great, but it's not the Redskins.
Gandy Golden, we all liked him for his height and everything else. He would have been our 4th wide receiver.
Right. Yeah.
He's not going to be our number 2.
Rudy T, thank you for the super chat, brother. Brilly, Rudy's the man. He says, how do we define a successful season realistically? Chris, you can start. I
also want to make sure you didn't miss Yvonne's. Yvonne super chatted before him, but I'll answer.
Yep.
Yeah, I'll answer Rudy's. How do we define a successful season realistically? I continue to say this. I continue to say we got to be patient as a fan base. Obviously, I'm not saying we could go 3-13 and view it as a successful season. But to me, a successful season this year is progression from individual players, from units, seeing the offensive line improve. Daniel Jones fixes his fumbling problem. That is the most important thing this year. The maturation of Daniel Jones. That's this year. That's what this year is. It's the maturation of Daniel Jones, finding out whether or not this kid is going to be the franchise quarterback. That's what I'm looking at this year, and I think we're going to find out. Can he fix what his issues were last year? The pocket awareness, the zone reads, stuff like that, pre-snap reads. If he could fix that, I think that's what you're looking for this year. That is the most important thing of this season. Of course, we want to make the playoffs and win a Super Bowl, but realistically this year, do I think that's going to happen unless we get lucky? No, but there are a lot of things within the season. Joe Judge is another thing. Seeing the way that he coaches a football game, seeing how much of an improvement he is over our previous coach in terms of in-game decision-making. Our new defensive coordinator, Patrick Graham. Does our defense look completely lost like it did last year with James Betcher, or is there some kind of a semblance of, cohesiveness? That's what I'm looking at. The coaching staff, do the units look better? Does the offensive line take a major step forward with Andrew Thomas? That's what I'm looking for. More individual accomplishments and the players improving, not getting blown out in games, playing it tight. But in terms of do they have to go 8-8, 9-7 for this to be a successful season? For me, when you factor in their schedule and the fact that they're young, learning new systems in a shortened off season, no. But I think there are things within the season that will, I guess, dictate whether or not I think it's a successful year.
I'll tell you a couple of things that will make me think it's a successful season. Like you said, the maturation of Daniel Jones, fixing the bumming problems. He needs to take a big step forward. That is key. This guy is our future. We went out, we spent 3 draft picks on an offensive line, picked up Cam Fleming, obviously to make it a concerted effort to protect him. I completely agree about that. We got to beat the Cowboys and Eagles.
Please.
We have got to beat them each one game. We don't need to sweep them. We need to beat them. We need to beat those 2 teams, without a doubt. We haven't beat them since 2016. Got to beat them one time.
Half the people in this chat weren't alive the last time we beat the Eagles.
I know. It seems that way. My son wasn't. He doesn't know that, but he's never seen the Giants beat the Cowboys or Eagles. Okay, and that's the truth. He hasn't. Yeah. So that's successful to me. Then the other one is finish games. Tom Coughlin was always about finish. There was a lot of games over the last 3 years that we were in at the end, and we never finished them. We had the Eagles beat a number of times. We've had the Cowboys beat a number of times. We've had teams beat. And something always, whether the defense lets down or use our timeouts, or Rosas was missing a field goal against the Cardinals, or Gano was hitting a 63-yard, whatever it was, we could never finish teams off.
Right.
That's because the offensive line and the running game could not run the clock out. These are things that I want to see. I want to see the 4-minute offense. When we're up 21 to 20, and we got 3 minutes and 35 seconds to go, I want the Giants to take the ball, take the air out of it, and end the game. I want the offense to end the game on the
close the game out.
That is what I want to see. To me, that'll be a successful season. Daniel Jones maturation, beating the Cowboys and Eagles, and if we are ahead in a game, finish the damn game and don't get beat at the end of it. Find a way to win the games that you should win and not lose. Because as soon as you figure out, hey, we can win these games, hey, we're in these games, hey, we win, you start to build a winning culture. And I don't care about the culture, like culture this, culture that. Winning builds culture. I don't care who the hell you are. If you're
look, we talk about it all the time. Look at the '86 Mets; they were known as the bad guys.
Right.
Yeah, so you're right. I mean, winning, that's a great point that you bring up, that winning builds culture. And the other thing I want to just add to that, while I was thinking about what you were talking, I want to see an identity with this football team. I want to be able to tell people on YouTube, this is the type of team we are. We have not had an identity for years. I want to be able to tell people we're a run-first football team. We're a team that's going to air it out. I want the Giants to establish an identity, look confident on offense, and we know week in and week out what they're going to try to do, because the last 3 years, it's been a mystery. What are they going to do? You don't know. So I want them to establish their strength and their identity as well.
Yes. We got 156 people in the chat, guys. 79 likes. Let's see if we can get to 100 likes. Obviously, 21 people in here ain't hit that thumbs up. Where's Hakeem J? Make it happen. More importantly, guys, if you haven't done so, go into that description. Link to the Up Tainah Talkin Sports is in there. So if you're not subscribed to this beautiful Italian on my right or left, wherever he is over here, link to his channel is in the description. We'll be on his channel next week. And obviously, as more football news comes, these shows will get bigger and better, and we'll have a lot more to talk about. So sub them up. And of course, thank you guys for being here. Yvonne, thank you for the super chat. Brilly, what 2 games are you looking forward to most in 2020? For me, I mean, the Cleveland game obviously it was one that'll be fun. That was a game that we are planning on going to. That was going to be the get-together. That'll be interesting. But to me, it's the Cowboys and Eagles. Those are the games. I want to beat those teams. I want to see where we match up, because we're not ready to take on the Ravens. We're not ready to take on the Chiefs. We're not there yet. But I want to see how we match up with, not that we're playing the Chiefs, but we're not ready to match up with them or the Seahawks. Like, we're
49ers.
49ers, right. I want to see how we match up with teams in our division, because it's going to start with our division first, okay? We have to win our division first. So I want to see where we match up with the Cowboys and Eagles, a team that we haven't beat in 3 years. I want to find a way to beat those teams. I want to see us compete with those teams and finish them off. I want to prove that we can beat them, because as soon as we start beating the teams in our division, we're going to win the division. Then we worry about getting out of the divisional round and everything else. But that's why we start. We start with winning the division. So, we gotta beat those. I think those are the games I'm looking forward to the most. I always look forward to the Cowboys and Eagles. Always.
Yeah, I'm in complete agreement with you. When people ask me that, I always say aside from the division. But if you're including the division, it's the Cowboys and the Eagles. And I'll tell you what, I'm looking forward to the Skins games too. I'm looking forward to Chase Young going up against Andrew Thomas. I'm looking forward to seeing Dwayne Haskins go up against Daniel Jones. I'm looking forward to seeing what Landon Collins could do against the New York Giants. He's been trash talking. I think that rivalry is getting back on the burner as well. But yeah, I'm completely with you. It's always the divisional games for me. Now, if we're talking about outside of the division, the Bucs with Brady, I think that'll be a really fun game to watch and stream. That's definitely up there for me. And a couple of others. The Browns game for sure stands out. Arizona, I think, is a really good storyline. Murray versus Daniel Jones, but I think the Browns game, if we're talking out of division, is definitely number one. But I'm completely with you. If we're including the NFC East, I want to beat the Cowboys. I want to beat the Eagles. Like you said, I should have put that in my goals as well. I'm sick of getting swept by those football teams. And I know you and I both know this. The Giants could be the worst team in football, Baddog, and we always have an opportunity to beat the Eagles, and we just blow it.
I know.
Close the game out this year. Just one. Like you said, I'm not asking for 2. Close one game out against the Eagles this year.
That's all we got to do. I'm just laughing. I see a name in here called DeAndre Baker. That kind of made me laugh. L.A. Lou, thanks to the super chat. Brilly. He says, just call the Redskin WTF or DC and call the Raiders Vegas, or the Gypsies from all the damn times they move. Yes, they could be the Gypsies, because they do move around a lot. They're kind of like serial killers. They just kind of move from place to place. They do their damage, and it doesn't really matter where the hell they play. They're never going to be good. And, same thing with the Redskins. That's why we don't even mention them. We own them. We know that's 2 wins. It don't even matter how good or bad we are. We killed them since I've been alive. We've beat the hell out of the Redskins. That won't change this year. Daniel Jones will embarrass Dwayne Haskins again. Will embarrass the Redskins again. Like he had 5 touchdowns, 350 against them. And somebody asked me if I still love Landon Collins. Yeah, Landon Collins sucks. I don't know what else to say. Listen. Landon Collins has always practiced social distancing. We know that. I've said before that he couldn't cover a freaking twin-size bed with a king-size sheet. That guy sucks.
When did your hatred for Landon Collins come out? Because Landon Collins was up for Defensive Player of the Year in 2016.
2017 against the Rams, I watched that man quit, honestly.
Yeah.
I watched him quit. And I said, this son of a bitch has 1 interception this year. It was against Travis Kelce. I go, this guy don't do anything. And he'd run that mouth. And then 2018, he had no interceptions. And he'd run that mouth. And I'm like, why do people like this guy? He's getting cooked out there. We all saw that he couldn't cover a tight end to save his life. Watch George Kittle undress him on Monday Night Football. And I'm sitting and watching this guy playing. I'm like, why do people like him? Like, what is we do? There's nothing okay. He can tackle. Well, then make him a linebacker. And I said that forever. He would have been more valuable as a money backer. Get him he's not a safety. So move him up there like Dion Buchanan, who we picked up last year. Go figure. But I'm like, why don't they do that? That would make him a better player.
Right.
You pick up and pass with the Redskins either.
They did the same thing with Flowers. They refused to move Flowers to the guard.
Flowers played a lot better at guard.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Redskins like to take some really bad players and give them really bad contracts. That's just something they do. Donovan McNabb, Adam Archuleta, Albert Hainsworth, Deion
Smith when he was over the hill, Deion Sanders when he was over the hill,
Jeff George. I mean, the list goes on and on and on and on. I don't. They stink. Rolly Lewis said you were the super chat. Really. What up, fellas? Who the hell is going to be the big bruiser back behind Barkley? I don't know if we're going to have a big bruiser back, but I've said this before. And I thought the best chance of an undrafted free agent to make this team is Javon Leake.
Yeah.
And honestly, I think Javon Leake's going to be in the backup 40 year ends. I really do.
I think Leake's got a really good chance to make the team. I do think Gallman's still going to make it. I know people have talked about that maybe Gallman. I think Gallman will make the team. And I think going into the year, Gallman and Lewis will be the primary backups. But I completely agree. If Leake makes the team, he stands a chance to overtake it at some point this year and potentially be the kick returner. I think that'll be an interesting battle as well that people aren't really looking at. Him and Corey Coleman. Coleman, of course, was very successful in 2018 returning kicks. So I think that'll be interesting to see what Leake could do there because he's known to be a really good kick returner. I still want to hold out hope that Gallman could become something. We saw something in his rookie year in 2017. He was pretty good. He averaged like 4.4 yards a carry. We know he's had fumbling issues. Hasn't really gotten an opportunity the last 2 years under Shermer. He only had 60 combined carries. I'm still kind of holding out hope that maybe Gallman can produce something, but we don't really have, we definitely don't have a bruiser back. We don't have that. That was something that we talked about that we wanted to see the Giants potentially draft in last year's draft in the back end. Didn't work out, whatever. It is what it is. It's not like one of our biggest area of need, but I don't think we have that right now, and I would like to get that before the start of the 2021 season.
Yeah, no doubt about that, man. You guys watch Hard Knocks, Ray? I do not watch Hard Knocks.
I watched a bit of it. I fell asleep last night. It's pretty cool. You get to see how they're dealing with the pandemic and everything, and you get to go into the locker room. I only saw about 15 minutes. I passed out, but yeah, I saw a little bit of it.
Yes. Nikki, thank you, sir. Yes, 30K the other day. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Where am I looking here? The Stupid Cove thing is over. Go to a Clemson game down at Clemson. Gallman is a big – oh, well, I can tell you this, Team Diesel, I like that actually. When we drafted Gallman in the 4th round, I thought that was a good pickup. Yeah. I actually thought that was one of the better moves that Jerry Reese made. I said, man, this kid's pretty good. I watched him at Clemson. I'm like, I like him. And he definitely showed signs of kind of breaking out. Yeah. He just never – Paul Perkins also showed this, but they never could get over the hump. Wayne Gallman fumbles too much, and he would get hurt. Like, he would have some really good runs, and you're like, oh, man, this kid. And then he just – I don't know. I mean, he's a good receiver out of the backfield. That was something else. He's a complete back. He's a good blocker. He just can never kind of put it all together. So I think he's kind of fallen out of favor. And
the other thing I'll say about Gallman, kind of in his defense, we talk about baseball all the time because we're both huge baseball fans, which my Mets won again. We're 9-11. Oh, my God. But we talk about baseball, and I look at Gallman kind of like a guy. You know how you have like hitters sometimes that if they don't get their ABs, they can't get into their groove. If you play once every 3 or 4 days, it's kind of hard for that guy to get into his groove, and that's why sometimes you'll trade away players for them to get more opportunities. I think it's kind of similar with Gallman. He hasn't gotten an opportunity. When you have 60 carries over the course of 32 games, you're averaging 2 carries a game. I mean, how could you expect him to really produce when a lot of times running backs need 5-6 carries before they could really even start to get into their groove? So I don't think he's had the opportunity really to produce. And like you said, some of that definitely has to do with the fumbling problems.
Yeah, it's funny. You mentioned guys not getting a chance to hit, needing more bats. I'd say that about Clint Frazier, but damn, the kid comes up his first at bat, rakes a home run. He had a double and a single. He was 3 for 4. I'm like, can we just put him out? The hell with Stanton. I've been saying all year, Judge, of course, Judge is hurt. I mean, everybody in the Yankees has to get hurt. That's the way we roll. These big, strong guys are sissies. But anyway, it should be Judge Talkman and Clint Frazier. I mean, I'm saying that all the time. But it's funny. It's true. I mean, it's hard to come up, get 4 bats, sit for a week, come up, pinch hit, get 4 bats. You know, Gallman had an opportunity when Perkins ended up being the starter at the end of 2016, but he just never – I don't know what it was. He never could, make that really good impression because Perkins did beat him out that year.
Yeah.
When Rashad Jennings, I think it was Rashad Jennings, we had him in 2016 when he went down, man.
Yeah, I think it was Jennings.
So I don't know. He never could, he just never got over the hump. And honestly, he's just kind of falling out of favor. I mean, he should have always been the number 2, but he rarely was.
Yeah.
So we'll see. And again, he's not a Gentleman guy. So
he's not a Judge or Gentleman guy. He's got no ties to this team. So that's why I think it's a possibility he could be cut if he doesn't show up ready to play. But I'm rooting for him. You know, we've talked about it in the past. I'm rooting for him. And we said the same thing last year going into the season. We said we need to see Gallman get more work. We need to see the backup running backs get more work. They didn't get it last year. And the other thing that I want to harp on and continue to harp on because I expect it to happen, Elijah Penny's got to be on the field a lot more. I want to see a lot more I formation. He was only on the field 11% of the time last year. That's unacceptable.
Hey, listen, Chris, when we Justina, my lady, what is going on? Good to see you. Thank you for joining the stream. Chris, when we used to do the game, when we did the games last year, every time they got in the I formation, we cheered.
Yeah. It was like when Rose just made a field goal kick.
Right. We're like, oh my God, it's the I formation. Oh my God. We didn't believe it. You know, yeah. Crazy. So I do expect a lot more of that with Jason Garrett as our offensive coordinator. Benjamin Wynn, thank you for the super chat. Brilly. What up, Chris and Baddog? I'm still dying over Chris's screaming earlier.
Yeah. He made me scream when I did the spin.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah. He's a lunatic.
Yeah, you gotta love Benjamin. He's the man. He is. Christian Payne are doing good. Elmo, don't worry about being late. You're here now. It's all good.
I always love that. Whenever you're doing a stream and people say, I'm sorry I'm late. What are you kidding me? Thank you for popping in. Thank you for showing us the appreciation that you guys always do.
Yes, as always. Hit that thumbs up, guys, if you haven't done so. We got almost 200 people in here. So, again, I appreciate everybody showing up tonight. Thank you very much. It's amazing how we still have this good of a crowd, even though there's really nothing.
Incredible. The best supporters on YouTube. We say it all the time.
All the time. So hit that thumbs up. And, again, if you haven't done so, guys and girls, the link to Up Tainah's channel is in the description. So make sure you guys go over there and subscribe to him because, again, we do this show every week. We alternate channels. When the season starts, we usually do it twice a week. We call the games together, and we alternate channels. So you guys, you want to subscribe to both of us, and trust me, it's well worth subscribing. It's if you're new to my channel, same thing. It's well worth.
Well, if you want to see, like you always say, you want to see 2 passionate Italians yelling and screaming at the TV during the Giants games. It's definitely worth it. It's definitely worth the price of admission, which is free. So exactly. We won't let you down for that.
Definitely not. A happy teddy bear. What's going on, man? They were joining this stream. Rolly says, Baddog, you seem to hate players that either not on your team, Darnold. You hate players that speak their minds, OBJ. I get Collins quit the Rams game. You still wouldn't be here. But he still had been here. You wouldn't hate him. I would hate Landon Collins anyway. I don't hate Odell Beckham. I've never hated Odell Beckham at any point. I just didn't think that the Giants needed him. I thought $95 million was too much. I don't think you pay a wide receiver that much money when you're not close to winning a championship. That's a luxury position. We had other positions that were in desperate need, like our offensive line. And that was something that we didn't address, like defensive edge rusher. These are much bigger things that you need. That line of scrimmage is very important on both sides of the ball. A wide receiver isn't. You build a football team from the inside out, and you don't build it from the outside in. That's why I wanted to trade Beckham. There's no other reason. It's not like I hated Beckham. Beckham was great. Beckham was the reason we won a lot of games.
He's a luxury, though, that we couldn't afford.
Right. That's what I'm saying. So that's why I didn't want him here. Collins, my hatred for Landon Collins started when he was on the Giants. That didn't have anything to do with him going to the Redskins. I've never liked him. Sam Darnold, I don't hate Sam Darnold. He just stinks. I don't think he's a good quarterback. He just stinks. He stinks. I don't know what else to say. He's not.
Maybe I'm a Jets apologist. I'm willing to stick with Darnold, give him a chance, and I still think he could be good. I think the Jets organization stinks. I think they've set him up for failure. But we'll see with Darnold. I'm still in a wait and see approach there. As far as OBJ goes, it was the problem I had with Reese all along, and it's not. And to be fair to Reese, it's not like Reese didn't try. He did draft offensive linemen early. They just sucked. Flowers, Pugh was okay, but he wasn't worth the pick where they picked him. Richburg was okay, but he was making luxury picks when, like you said, we weren't strong in the areas that were of utmost importance when winning football games. Yeah. We didn't have a strong offensive line. We didn't have a pass rush towards the end of his tenure there, and he's going out. He's drafting Beckham. He's drafting Evan Ingram with his premium picks, and it's to me that's kind of working backwards. Like before I even worry about my wide receivers, I gotta be able to block for my immobile quarterback. And that was always my issue there is they couldn't block. And if you can't block, you're not going to be able to throw passes. And what is Odell Beckham, what is he good for at that point in time? You're not going to win many football games.
Yeah. Rolly said that's not what I'm saying. I don't know what you're saying there, my man. I don't get what you're saying.
Chuck Sharts, he changed his name back. What's up, Chuck?
Hey, what the hell was his name before?
It was Chuck. Then he changed it. Now he's back to Chuck.
Hey, Chucky Shorts. Thanks for the super chat. Brilly says, congrats on your win at the team.
I appreciate that, Darren. Yeah, I'm going to be calling the game tomorrow. Any DeGrom start, I try to call the game. So I'll be calling the game tomorrow. Hopefully they win 3 in a row and we start to inch closer to 500, man. Darren, thanks for the love, buddy.
Yeah, I was listening to that game at work, so I heard that. The base, National had the base loaded. The first thing, nobody out. Juan Soto coming up and go, long day for the Mets. They got out of it with just a 1-run score, and I said, it could be their day.
I'll tell you what, man. That kid could pitch, Peterson. I think he's a good pitcher on the Mets, the rookie. He's done a really good job.
I don't know if we have any good pitchers on the Yankees. I'll let you know soon. They're 12-6. They still drive me insane, man. They drive me insane. Harrison John, thank you, buddy. I appreciate that. L.A. Lou, thank you for the super chat. Brilly says, have you heard anything out of Giants camp yet? Really, nothing. It's just kind of what we discussed at the beginning of the stream. There's nothing really coming out of Giants camp at the moment.
Yeah, there's been coaching interviews and Patrick Graham talking about the defense, but it's kind of just redundant stuff at this time. It's what we've heard for 3 months, and we're just waiting for new content.
Yeah, Shahi, him and Debbie Garcia, the Yankees do have a couple good arms in the minors, but yeah, they haven't done anything yet. To finish that out, L.A. Lou says, has Mrs. Baddog, Natalie, yes, her name's Natalie, prepared, ready to eat stuff like sandwiches and burritos for Saturday? No, she doesn't do that. What she'll do is bring me coffee from Dunkin' Donuts, which is something I need during that stream. I usually live on protein bars when I do that because they're not messy. They're easy to eat. I hate eating on stream. I hate that, but 24
hours stream.
So
you better.
Or no, I will. Or DWG got a pizza last time or something. But I'm sure she'll bring me something to eat. I'll have stuff like that on hand. I always do.
What do you do with the coffee? You drink it black?
No, she gets me iced coffee from Dunkin'.
Oh, iced coffee. Okay.
I'll have coffee in the morning, and then I'll go through probably two liters of diet. So I just live on caffeine that whole day. Thinking about maybe getting a couple beers for it, but I obviously can't drink a ton because I get really tired, and I get really tired anyway.
I want you to do me a favor during the stream, and I'm going to pop in there when I can. I want you to tally how many times you have to get up to go to the bathroom over the course of the 24 hours with everything you're drinking and everything else. I'm curious.
I'll see if I can remember.
Yeah.
I bet you it's about a dozen times.
Yeah, I'm sure if you're drinking that much coffee and water and everything.
It's a lot of liquids more than anything else. And, gotta stay hydrated, man. Especially in August, it's hot down here.
Yeah.
MVP, thanks for the super chat. Brilly. I swear someone just said Yankee with no brim. I don't know what that means.
MVP, that's a joke he's got with me. He tells me, I forgot what the bet was, but he told me if I lost, I'd have to wear a Yankee hat with no brim. But I don't think it happened. Whatever it was, it didn't happen.
Gotcha.
Oh, I know what it was. He said if the Giants drafted what was the name of that D tackle that everybody was scared that we could draft?
Derek Brown.
Derek Brown. He said if the Giants drafted Derek Brown, I'd have to wear the Yankee hat with no brim, but it didn't happen.
Ray W says we're the catheter for the stream. No, my bad is right down here. People are going to understand. I have to take a leak again. It's going to happen. Yeah, I've actually seen that, the no brim thing, and I'm like, what the hell does that mean? You know?
Yeah. I think it's like I don't even know. It's something that the kids talk about nowadays. Baddog. We're out of the loop when it comes to pop culture.
Yeah, like when they say little head ass boy or
yeah, what was that? I forgot about that. Somebody comes in the stream and called us a little head ass.
Little head ass boy. That was
a good one.
I do have a little head. I mean, I just
that hurt my feeling. I didn't sleep that night actually.
Yeah, definitely. With no brim, yeah, I don't get it. Yeah, no problem, Punkum. I know my real mods, and I don't even know. I'm not messing with the old school guys. Subo, what's going on? Pinstripe catheters. Yes. Well, that's the one good thing about this 24-hour stream. I feel like I'm going to sneeze.
God bless you.
Thank you, sir. Got the play-in game between the Blazers and Grizzlies with the right to play the Lakers. We got playoff hockey all day. We got the Yankees and Red Sox. We got the Dodgers and Padres. So I've got sports all day.
Here's my question to you, though. And that's great because you got stuff to do. And I think I'm actually going to call that game. That's going to be the first NBA game I called. I didn't realize I didn't realize that the playing game was this Saturday.
Yep, it's 2:30. And for that game, I believe DWG is going to come on the channel with me. He's not going to be here in person, but I think he's going to come do Skype. And he's going to call the game with me, so that should be fun. But yeah, I mean, I got Uncle Lou's going to come on about noon. Gang David will be on Philly 500. I always like to bring him on about 1:00 in the morning because it's funnier when I'm loopy.
Oh, he's on the West Coast too, so yeah.
Yeah. So it's 10:00 for him. So I always start off the third block of the. I do it in 3 8-hour blocks. So I always start off the third block with him. People get a kick out of it. So. It should be good. I've reached out to BBD. I don't know what the hell BBD ain't got back to me. My damn nose is itching like crazy. So yeah. So it's always fun.
Here's my question though, with the with that. I would think too much sports might make it harder on you because you kind of got to use a lot of energy to call a basketball game and to. I know it keeps you with something to do. But I would think that might wear you down even more if you're calling 4 or 5 sports games over the course of the day.
I'm going to call a hockey game. I can't do that. I know I can't do that. I probably will call a basketball game. And, I mean, I'll call the Yankees-Red Sox game. And
baseball is a different animal.
Casual. But it'll just be the basketball game with EWG, and then that'll be it.
Yeah. No, I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah.
Let's do
it. Until about 4 in the morning when I'm like, oh, my God, I still got 5 more hours.
Let's see what we got here. Another Sports Live in Detail says another 24-hour stream, Baddog.
It's my third one. I do one every 6 months. Benefits charity, so why not?
What's the chat? Oh, it's DWDs.
No. DWGs was in February. Boys Day Out. It's Make-A-Wish Foundation this time.
That's what you did the first time. Yeah.
Oh, V Foundation the first time.
Oh, V Foundation the first time.
Yeah, right. I pick a different charity. I'm picking a different charity every time. So V Foundation, Boys Day Out, and then this time we Make-A-Wish. Some for the kids. Especially with what the hell is going on, these poor kids. So yeah. I mean, most of the things, except for V Foundation, I mean, that's obviously cancer research, but Boys Day Out's for the kids, Make-A-Wish for the kids. I like to do any charity thing that I do. I like to do it for kids, Yeah. I mean, it's less fortunate. So, yeah. Like I said, it's a good cause, and why not? Well, it's always a lot of fun. It's grueling, but we'll get it done. Benjamin, thank you for the super chat. Brilly says, when should I send the rated R comments? There's a $500 limit. I want to know when the best time to say it. 12 to 3 a.m., maybe some porn. Benjamin, listen, you can drop rated R comments whenever the hell you choose. I know that you have an issue with someone in particular, that some people are a little sensitive. Not in my streams. We don't give a damn. Actually, I think in my streams, they prefer rated R chats. So, it is what it is. We're a little bit more thicker skinned over here than some of the people you're dealing with. And I know what you're talking about. We won't mention any names. But you're fine over here. You don't need to worry about offending people on my stream. Let's put it that way. Rated R chat's always welcome, Benjamin.
Yeah, he certainly brings them.
It does. Sometimes they're X-rated, and those are fine too.
You encourage it.
I'm 34 years old now. What the hell ain't I seen in my day? You know? LA Lou, man, thank you for the super. I appreciate it, brother. Brilly, my good man. He says, sorry, guys, I had to share this. Mookie has 2 homers. Seager and A.J. Pollock and Barnes each have one. The Dodgers lead 9-2. It's only the 4th. I can't help it. I'm wiggling my toes here. I don't blame you. The Dodgers and Yankees are going to the World Series. We've already discussed this. So the Dodgers hadn't beat the Padres the whole time they played them. I start streaming the game in the 5th inning. Dodgers scored their first runs of the game in the 5th inning, went 6-0. I'm not saying I'm good luck for the Dodgers, but I'm saying I'm good luck for the Dodgers. What can I tell you?
What's the Dodgers record? They're doing well, I know.
They're 12-7, I believe.
Okay, so they're about what you thought they'd be.
They're 12-7. Yankees 12-6. The Cubs, I think, are 13-2 or 12-3. The Cubs have the best record in baseball. And
yeah,
the A's are 13-5. So
wow.
Yeah,
the A's always surprise me. I mean, you know, every year they just kind of sneak up on you. You're like, oh.
Trying to figure out why, KP, why'd you time out Mr. Hangglider, man, there? He didn't say anything wrong unless that was a mistake. Oh, it was I just read it. You said that was an accident. Gotcha. Okay, I was going to say that shouldn't happen. Imagine thinking the Yankees are good, says Mets fan. I don't need to imagine they are. Yeah.
Listen, I'm a Met fan, Mets fan. I don't like the Yankees. I'll be the first to tell you the Yankees are good. I'll be the first to tell you.
12-6 is pretty good.
Yeah, I'll be the first to tell you the Yankees are good. Like Baddog said, they've had to overcome some injuries. They're still 12. They had Clint Frazier not on their roster. That's how deep the Yankees are, right? He wasn't on the roster. They called him up, and then that's how deep the Yankees are. So Clint Frazier's probably starting for most teams in baseball.
Think about this. They haven't had Chapman all year. You know, Judge is injured now. Stanton's injured now. Tommy Kahnle's out. So the back end of our bullpen's gone. They're still 12-6. If you do that math over the course of a 162-game season, they're 108-54. That's what the 86 Mets record was, and they're widely known as one of the best teams ever played a game. So 12-6, pretty good for the Yankees. They are very deep. They have been very deep. They got robbed last year. Everybody knows it, and they got robbed in 2017. Everybody knows it. They can talk about the Redskins cheat or the Red Sox cheating. I don't care. The Red Sox were way better than we were in 2018. I mean, they were better than us. The Astros were not, and the Astros stink this year. So
yeah, I don't even know I don't even know what the Astros record is. What is it?
Oh God, they're under 500. I don't know. They're not a lot under 500. They've been right around it.
So they're like the Mets.
They might be like 9-10.
Yeah.
10-10, something like that, but they're not hitting it all. Your assessment is in here. Your version of Giancarlo Stanton, Chris.
I'll tell you what, man. I was not pissed, but disappointed, I guess, when he opted out. Not that I could really be pissed, but when he opted out, I was kind of down. Now, after seeing the way Dom Smith is playing, I'm kind of glad Yoenis Cespedes has opted out because Dom wasn't getting any at-bats. He's got 4 home runs since he's been playing, so I think that actually worked out for the Mets. Dom Smith's a good ball player.
Yeah, and listen, it could work out that, Stan got hurt and Clint Frazier can get up there and get some at-bats. Because if nothing else, the Yankees, he's always had a good stick. But, if you're not going to play that kid, trade him and get some pitching. I mean, I don't think they should trade him. I think that said Gardner should be our 4th outfielder. Hicks stinks.
Yeah.
Hicks is bad. I actually had a guy on my page today say Hicks is actually really good. And then I went over the stats and he goes, okay, you're right, he's not. I'm like, he's a career 235 hitter. He's been in the league 8 years. He has 280 RBIs in 8 years. He's had 1 year in his career that he had over 100 hits. He had 119 hits in 2017. That is the only time. He's never had more than 18 doubles in a season. He's a career 191 hitter in the postseason and a career 234 hitter with runners in scoring position, and he strikes out a third of the time. He sucks.
Let me ask you who you like more, Landon Collins or Gary Sanchez?
Oh, God. That's I'll drink a bottle of bleach. Landon Collins is better than Gary Sanchez. Gary Sanchez, at least Landon Collins can tackle. Gary Sanchez can't do anything. He can't run. He can't catch. He can't field. He's lazy. He can't hit. He can't do a damn thing.
Yeah.
These accounts can tackle.
Yeah.
Give him that. Sanchez. Geez, that's why we drafted catcher. He blows hard. Meat Church. Thanks for the super chat. Really, is it possible for a kid blue to dunk a basket?
Yeah, I think it is. I think it is if it's like a 6-foot net.
Yeah, I was gonna say maybe like on NBA 2K or something.
Yeah. not an actual regulation hoop. No.
The Meat Church is one of the best names there is.
Yeah.
New York for life. Thanks for the super chat, brother. He didn't bring the hummus on this one. Really says, Tainah, what's worse? Your crush telling you her one-night stand got her pregnant and wants you to help raise the baby, or wearing a Mets jersey?
Well, I take pride in being a Mets fan. I'm not, there's sometimes I'm depressed that I'm a Mets fan, but I take pride in being a Mets fan. So I'd have to go with the crush. But at the end of the day, she's no longer my crush in that situation. I find a new crush. Yeah. So it's not. I don't think either situation is that bad. I go out and I find a new crush if my quote unquote crush tells me that she wants me to raise my unborn child. So neither situation is that sticky for me.
Yeah. Somebody's asked me to remove Punkum's mod. That's not going to happen. Punkum will never lose his mod on my channel. Punkum has been on my channel since 2008. That'll never happen. Punkum's one of the best mods I have. So that's. I don't know what the hell's going on in the chat. He's not losing his mod. That guy's been with me since I was in my early 30s. So that's not happening. And I know he's not deleting people for no reason. The guy's got thick skin. One of the reasons I love the guy. So no, not happening. Are you guys paying attention to the Brooklyn Nets? They keep winning and have the Blazers on a stranglehold. C-Rock NY Blue. I did. I watched a video. On Yes has a channel on YouTube, and Joe Harris says we got a chip on our shoulder, and I went to that video and I told him don't worry about it. The Raptors are going to knock the chip off your shoulder and you out of the playoffs. Don't matter. The Nets aren't getting past the Raptors. I don't care what they do.
I don't even know why the Nets are showing up, to be honest with you. Their whole team is out. Like I was looking at the potential playoff matchups. I'm not even going to bother calling a game in that series. I'm probably not going to call a game. The only Eastern Conference first-round series that interests me is the 4-5. The Western Conference, there's a ton, but the East, it's really just the 4-5. I think the rest are pretty much cut and dry.
Yeah, I think so too. But I'll be honest. I mean, I do a lot of Laker games, and Blazers scare me a little bit. Although Lakers against the Nuggets played very well, and that's kind of what I expect to see. Now today, they got crushed. They didn't play anybody. LeBron James played 15 minutes at 17 points, and that was it. Nobody else played. So, how old am I? Baruch, I am 44 years old. What was I going to say? Punkum, don't. I know you're cleaning out. It's all good, man. You got to get rid of them trolls. It is what it is. Guy said he's going to knock me out, so I gave him stats and wished him luck on the trip over to I'm not worried about you, buddy. I know you. I'm not worried about it. Benjamin, thank you for the super chat. I really appreciate it, brother. Really. Here we go. Chris, you're on the Instagram. You get it. Releasing lots of loads right now since some of y'all are too damn sensitive. Every man releases loads. It's the truth. KP, I know you love eggplant, and I ain't judging. But what's wrong with you? What's wrong with you wanting to secret?
I don't know what it is. Since I've been on, I guess some of my earlier videos, the moss was showing a little bit. It's been a constant fixation with people on YouTube, and yeah, I mean, I wish women, came up to me and were begging to see my chest most as much as some of these males on YouTube do. That's all I'll say about that. But he's definitely got a wild mind. There's no doubt about it, Baddog. He definitely brings entertainment.
Oh, there's no doubt about it. Ooh, KP or Benjamin? Benjamin,
both of them.
Baruch, I appreciate it. It says you look young, Ben. I appreciate it. I try. I don't know. I do my best to stay as young as I can, but it ain't easy. It ain't easy. I forgot what I was gonna say. Oh, you know what it was, Chris? I think you used to wear like T-shirts when you started. So
I think I had maybe a V-neck.
And now the jerseys are like up here. So it's.
Somebody said always wearing hat. Well, I got hat hair, guys. You want to see the most? There you go. There's the moss, guys.
Yeah, I always show the face moss. That's where it is. I lost the lettuce on my head. The lettuce ain't coming back, so it is what it is. But I used to have really good moss. I used to have really good lettuce, and then something happens one day, and you're like, "What the hell's happening up there? What the hell is going on up there?"
You lost the lettuce.
I don't have any chest moss. I would say this is the part of me that's Irish. My torso. There's not a hair on my back. I have no hair in my upper arms. I have barely any hair on my torso, but every part else is Italian. Especially this. And your dad loves to ride me about that. So
yeah, I want to get to Hidalgo's question in a second about the college football season. That is something we should touch on. But go ahead, get to Benjamin.
Benjamin, thanks for the super chat. Appreciate it, brother. Brilly says, "Nah, that's all him. I'm peach all the way. He's eggplant all the way." There you go.
Yeah. All right. I don't know what to say. I'm with you. I'm a booty man all the way. I definitely don't like the eggplants. Christopher Hidalgo says, y'all have any thoughts on the college football season? Yeah, I mean, here's my thoughts on it. I'd be shocked if they have a college football season. I know the SEC is holding out because that's what they live for in the South. Like, they're all about college football. Yeah. That's bigger than the NFL. But at the end of the day, like, what is the incentive for a guy like Trevor Lawrence to go out there and play? If Trevor Lawrence doesn't play, he's going to be the first pick anyway. He's risking injury. He's playing in a season where he risks getting sick. I just don't see the incentive for these. Maybe they'll play, but a lot of the bigger athletes, I don't see risking their health or potential injuries when they have a reasonable option to opt out. A lot of times players will worry about injuries in their last season. We've seen several players do that, and they won't go full throttle because they don't want to risk losing a contract. Well, this year, it's completely understandable to opt out, not play. I don't see the risk reward being worth it for the players in college football. In the NFL, you're not making millions of dollars, so it makes more sense. So I really don't think there's going to be a college season.
I don't either. I mean, the Pac-12 and Big Ten are already out. So, again, I mean, what besides the colleges wanting to get the money, I mean, what's the point? Even if you win a national championship, it's not going to be a real national championship. I mean, they can claim it, but there'll always be that asterisk, hey, half the Power Five didn't play. So, and like you said, Trevor, what does Trevor Lawrence have to gain by going back to school? He has nothing to gain. He has everything to lose. The guy's already the first pick in the draft. He's got everything to lose. Gregory Rousseau's already said he's not playing if the ACC goes. And these guys are already out, Yeah. And not to mention, I think, oh, God, who's the receiver that Clemson lost? Oh, man.
The other thing that I saw that they were talking about is who opted out? The Big Ten and the Pac-12, right?
Yes. Yeah.
They were talking about possibly pushing back the college football season from the fall to the spring. That makes no sense. So you're going to ask these athletes to play from April until keep in mind the draft is in April. You're going to ask these players to play from April until we'll say July, and then have no time to recuperate, go right into training camp, and then get ready for the football season. Yeah. It makes no sense. It's not going to happen.
How hot is it in the South in July?
Yeah, well, that too.
Degrees in Georgia. You going to kill these guys?
Yeah, and it's just common sense. With a game like football, you need 4 or 5 months off to recuperate before you go.
Arizona and Arizona State. You want to play in Arizona in the middle of July? It's 120 degrees.
Yeah, no thanks.
That's crazy. Johnny Morosky, thank you for the super chat, my man. Brilly, brother says, trust me, I never wanted to see your chest. Who are these weirdos? Oh, I don't know. That's KP.
Johnny, I get it, man. I guess people like to poke fun at the chest most. It is what it is, man. I'm a man. I grow hair on my chest. I can't help it, man.
It is what it is. It happens, Sometimes you grow hair, sometimes you lose hair. Either way, you're probably not happy with it. Hair just stop. I don't even care that I'm thin on the top. Just stop growing completely. So I don't have to shave it. Just stop. Stop growing on my face. Stop growing everywhere.
When you're getting older, you look in the mirror and you start to see hair in places that you're like, where did that come from? You start to see a little hair on your ear. I'm like, what? Am I? Yeah, so that's when you know you're getting older.
Yeah.
What did you say?
I said, what the hell is that? Like on your hair. It's like George Carlin says, I just thought my hair was just on the inside now.
Yeah.
Billy Notion, thank you for the super chat. Really, fellas, fire stream as always. Giants still hella trash, though. So what the cow turds got gripping, y'all still getting second. Fly and the rest of it. So I like that. I like that a lot of guys picking the Giants, though, to finish second in this division. And obviously, Cowboys and Eagles fans are picking themselves to win the division. But I've heard Cowboys fans say the Giants are going to finish second ahead of the Eagles. I've heard Eagles fans say the Giants are going to finish second ahead of the Cowboys. And I think the other night, I forgot who it was. Somebody did come in saying they thought the Giants are going to be 9-7. And I'm like, I love your predictions. And I hope they're right.
My theory on that, because like you said, I see a lot of Eagles fans saying this. I've seen Philly 500 say it. I've seen a number of people say the Giants are going to finish second. My theory on that is the Eagles and Cowboys right now kind of have a rivalry, and they're kind of trying to stick it to the other team. They're like, you're not only going to finish second, you're going to finish third. I don't really think they're showing love towards the Giants. It's more so they're stepping on the other team. I don't think they believe in us, but we're coming. 2021, we're coming.
Yeah, I agree. What was I? Baddog's background. Like, what's going on, Taylor? Yeah, I always like to come. I always like to hang out in the old house here when I do the Streamlab or StreamYard streams. It's always very nice.
You got some renovations recently. I've seen in your house. You used to have the casting couch, and you had the what was it, the light fixture that was kind of like not done or whatever it was you used to talk about.
Yeah, that still ain't done over there.
But now you got this gorgeous house.
Oh, this is a vacation home, you know.
You just go there to stream.
Well, I told you, it's like Eddie Murphy and Beverly Hills Cop. I don't own it. I just hang out here and act like it's mine. And then when the owners get here, I run away. What the hell was I going to – I saw a question I wanted to ask, and I don't see it. I see a little bunch – oh, no, I wanted to say what's up to Mind-Boggling. When I said, what the hell is going on up here? Said someone calling. Mind-Boggling's always in the chat. He just waits for me to bring up, what the hell is going on out there? And then there he is, Mind-Boggling. Mikey Bridges says, go Bills. What's going on, Mikey? How you doing, buddy?
Let's talk about the Bills. We don't talk about the Bills a lot. What do you think about the Bills this year?
I said before, I think they're going to win the division. I think they are – I mean, you can't count the Patriots ever, but I think in that division at this point, they're the most complete team talent-wise. Now, Brady's not on, even with Cam Newton there. It's still, I mean, it's a downgrade from Brady. But Belichick's Belichick, and he's going to get those guys to play hard for him. He's going to get those guys to execute, and you can never count them out. If the Bills are going to win that division, they're going to have to find a way to beat New England. They had them beat last year, let them off the hook, you know. So
I'm excited to see the Bills this year and what they got. I was high on them last year. I had them going to the playoffs before the season started. I'm even higher on them this year. I love the addition of Addison. It was a guy that I wanted the Giants to look at, a cost-effective edge rusher, a guy that's been very productive throughout his career. I love they got the other edge rusher. I always forget the guy, Epinesa from Iowa. I thought that was a good pickup. They pick up Stephon Diggs.
Yeah.
I think Josh Allen's going to take a step forward this year. He only threw 2 picks in his last 11 games. I'm excited to see what the Bills could do this year. To me, I think Bills are one of the top 3 teams in the AFC. 3, maybe 4. With that defense, they're a dangerous team this year. I like the Bills.
Yeah. No, I agree. I think the Bills are going to – I still don't believe in Josh Allen. I mean, he's a career 56% completion percentage. It's bad. He's very inaccurate. He's just not – I just don't trust him yet. He's got – it's like a lot of these quarterbacks. Prove to me. You can have a big arm. They can say you got all the talent in the world. It doesn't matter. All these quarterbacks who come out in the first round have a ton of talent. Jamarcus Russell had a ton of talent. Fail. Ryan Leaf had a ton of talent. Fail. You know, that happens. Sam Bradford had a ton of talent. Now, injuries hurt him, but Sam Bradford wasn't even good when he was healthy. He failed.
Right.
You know, and it happens to the best quarterbacks. And, you know, Sam Darnold has proven he can't win to me. Dwayne Haskins, I don't like his game. Prove me wrong. You know, prove me wrong. They have to prove me wrong before I can say I believe in Josh Allen. Josh Allen has to prove to me that he can have a year where he completes 60% of his passes, 62% of his passes, doesn't turn the ball over a ton. And that's what he does. He's turned it over a lot in his career. Darnold's turned it over a lot in his career.
No, I agree. If he doesn't take a big step forward this year, they're not going anywhere. He's got to improve. I personally think he will. He's got a lot of talent, but I completely get the people that are skeptical for sure.
Yeah. Like I said, he's got talent, but he's got to put it together.
Yeah, he's kind of like a raw prospect, but a guy with a lot of upside.
Right. Exactly. Yeah. Dak's missing testicles in the house, as Danny Penny said. I wish people could come up with something a little bit more original. I don't know what to say. I mean, Cop Pizzle does the best. Your quarterback wears another man's ring. I don't know what to say. I mean, that's pretty much it all.
We were talking about cards, last week, and I did a lot of research into cards after the fact. And one thing I couldn't believe, I was looking at quarterbacks rookie cards value. They crap on Daniel Jones. Drew Lock is worth twice as much. His rookie card is worth twice as much as Daniel Jones's.
That's
I don't understand it for the life of me.
It's the same card?
Yeah, they're both platinum silver. The Prism. One's worth like, a PS9 of Lock is worth like 120, and a PS9 of Jones is worth like 60.
Yeah, they well, you know what that is? That's all speculation. Really what that market is based on right there. That's speculation. Everybody's picking the Broncos. Everybody thinks Drew Lock's going to have a breakout year. Everybody's investing in Drew Lock. I mean, I get that. I've done that. That's what happens with a lot of minor league players. We were talking about that. I would invest on them on speculation that they're going to get up to the majors and be good. Now, a lot of times I was right, but there's times I was wrong too. Like I told you, I thought Jordani Valdespin was going to be a great player for the Mets, and he ended up sucking.
Right.
Jock Peterson had 2 really good years, and he kind of fell off. I didn't miss on Cody Bellinger, though. But
I personally am not buying the Drew Lock hype. And I know he finished strong last year. He played 5 games. He went 4-1. They added a nice wide receiver. Their offensive line still sucks. And I don't know. I'm not buying it. I am much more bought into Daniel Jones this year. And I'm not a Daniel Jones cheerleader. I'm hard on Daniel Jones, I feel, for most Giants fans. But I'm buying Jones this year, man. I think he's being undersold by a lot of people. I think he's being a lot better than people think.
Yeah, I say the same thing. I mean, if you're gonna buy something, man, buy yourself a Daniel Jones.
I'm getting me some. I'm gonna load up on Daniel Jones rookies. I'm buying in, man.
You should. Synagogue of Steak, obviously related to the meat church. Brilly, my good man. I appreciate the super chat. It says Giants should get dwarf cheerleaders led by Kid Blue. What is the deal with the meat church and the Synagogue of Steak with the Kid Blue stuff? I don't.
Kid Blue would get along with dwarf cheerleaders.
Oh, who wouldn't?
Yeah.
Johnny Morosky, thank you for the super chat. Brilly says, I love the fact you guys are talking about cards, just the wrong type of cards. Yes, Johnny's a big poker player. Johnny, how is that working with this whole thing? Like, do they allow you to play at a table now, or you still got to do it?
That's a great question. Yeah. And I'll tell you what, man, Johnny, next time I'm in Vegas, we're going to play some cards too. I'm a huge poker player. I haven't been able to play as much as I used to, but I know Johnny's a really big poker player. I'm not playing at the tables you probably play at, but I'll play some 1-2 with you.
Yeah. Benjamin, you're the man. Thank you so much, brother. I really appreciate it, man. Thank you. He is the man. Brilly. Baddog, if I can get the girlfriend to convince Mrs. Baddog to give you a 1-month hall pass, then you will go to the strip clubs. Chris, you're going with me. Chris, you going with me won't work. I don't want to listen to you talking about your man crush on Andrew Thomas.
I like Hogs, man. I tell Benjamin this all the time. I like Hogs on the football field. I don't like Hogs off of it. You don't mix the two. But when it comes to football, I got a huge crush on Hogs. I tell him it all the time, Baddog.
So you just take a hog to the football field and everything's good, but if you remove them, then it's like no good. So you kind of go there to hide away, and then once you're off, it's like, I don't know you, hog. Get out.
Yeah, I'm all about hogs when you're on the gridiron, but when you leave the gridiron, I'm hog free. I'm
going to tell you this, Benjamin. Mrs. Baddog gave me a 1-month hall pass. Said I probably never. That'd be the end of that. She never accepted me back. So no, I can't do that. She'd be like, you know what? You can take more than a month. No, I'm just kidding.
Yuri says Dexter. Yeah, I said that in my video. Dexter Lawrence is a dancing bear. He is. I mean, the guy's 342 pounds and he moves like he's 290. I mean, the guy for his size, pound for pound, Dexter Lawrence might be the most athletic player in the Giants.
The funny thing is, they were talking about Dexter Lawrence came in weighing 342, and he said he wanted to get down to 315, and that never happened.
Yeah, he doesn't need to. I mean, he moves like he's 315.
Yeah, it's crazy. He plays really well. I mean,
yeah,
he really does. What do you think of 1997 Skybox autograph Popeye Jones? Nah, not much Afghanistan. Not much. Popeye Jones ain't gonna. You're not gonna retire with Popeye Jones.
No. You got to go after those Pat Mahomes.
Mike Fiore, what's going on? I see you on Hot Take Hockey streams a lot over there. Big Rangers fan, Mike. Yes, so we got laughs, so that's good. What do you guys think we'll do a corner this year? We actually discussed that the very top of the show, Mike. There's going to be teams that cut corners. Not trying to take a shortcut, but they're going to cut corner. There's going to be a lot of cornerbacks out there to be had. So I think the Giants will definitely bring somebody else in, but it's not a necessity, like Joe Judge said.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to be Logan Ryan. Let's put it that way. And I think once Cockrell fell out of it, I mean, the reason he fell out of it is because the Giants weren't willing to pay him. So do you think they're going to be willing to pay Logan Ryan, who's probably looking for triple the amount of money? So, I mean, Cockrell's coming off a year where he was making $3.3 million. Logan Ryan's been reported to want upwards of 10. So I can't imagine Cockrell would have demanded much more than he made the previous season. So if they weren't willing to pay him, they're not paying Logan Ryan. If they're going to bring in a corner, it's going to be a cost-effective player.
Yeah. What was I going to say here? Mookie Betts had 3 home runs. Damn. Johnny Morales, you didn't have to super chat, man. I appreciate it, brother. Brilly says 6 to a table. They have dividers up. Masks are mandatory. And the World Series of Poker is online. I hate online poker. Me too. I want to see the cards dealt in front of me. I don't trust that online poker as far as I can throw it. I've never trusted online poker. But after that whole absolute poker pot ripper thing with the super user being able to see the cards, I've never trusted it since.
Yeah.
Neo on Ultimate Bet. I used to play online poker back in 05, 06. I used to play on Party.
I played on a Full Tilt.
But yeah, I played on Party Poker.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know about it. He says, I would kill you. Nice guys are terrible bluffers.
I'll say this, Johnny. I don't bluff a lot. I feel like I'm a good reader of people that are bluffing. I don't bluff a lot. I think I'm good at calling bluffers, but you're right. I am a nice guy. I'm not good at bluffing. I'll tell you that right now, but you're not going to catch me in a bluff because I'll rarely bluff.
Well, you know what? In order to be a winning poker player, Johnny, sometimes you got to fold the winning hand. That's part of poker. That's just part of if you could.
It's like that
song. If you fold the winning hand, you're a losing player for the simple fact that you're not always going to have the winning hand. You got to know when to fold them. That's just how it is.
That's what Kenny Rogers said.
Yeah, I'm not really nice at the poker table, and I am a pretty good bluffer. I'm not going to lie. It is what it is. I am ruthless at the card table, but it is what it is.
Yeah, I just bluffed at bluffing. Rudy just called it. I just bluffed the shit out of you, Johnny Morawski. I just bluffed at bluffing.
There you go. Gavin, he changed his name to Gavin Sell now. All right. Gavin Sell, thank you for the super chat. Really over under 10 games by the Cardinals. They're supposed to play doubleheader tomorrow, aren't they?
I think they're going to have to play a doubleheader every game now.
What are they, 2 and 3?
They played 5 games. The Mets are 20 games in.
Yeah. Wow. The hell with it.
I don't know how they're going to do it.
Be done with them. Well, the good thing you can play doubleheaders in baseball.
Can you imagine the taxing that's going to put on their bullpen, though?
Yeah, who cares? Don't be a dumbass and go out and get sick.
Well, yeah, half the time.
Be an adult. Figure it out.
Yeah.
39 Steve, thank you for the super chat. Really, hey, Baddog, here's $2. Thank you, Steve. I appreciate that.
There you go.
I appreciate it. I see a lot of trolls in the chat tonight, which is weird because I don't even get them in the Lakers streams. Very strange.
Yeah.
Very, very strange. There's also there's a lot that goes into poker.
What's your favorite hand? Now that we're getting on a little tangent, we do this now with not a ton to talk about with the Giants. What's your favorite starting hand in poker? I'm curious.
There's 2 that I really like. 7-8 suited is definitely one of my favorites.
I like that. Connectors in the middle. I like that. Sneaky hand.
7-8 suited is definitely one of my favorite starting hands. And obviously, pocket aces. Who the hell?
Yeah, that's just a cliche, though. I'm a Jack 10 guy. When I see Jack 10 suited,
I
want to play Jack 10 suited. I also like, another hand I really like? I like the lower pocket pairs. Like, give me the pocket 3s, the pocket 4s, the pocket 5s, and I'll see a flop. Because if you hit your set on the flop, nobody sees it. Like if the flop, like say somebody raises 3 times the blinds, you got pocket threes, you call, 4 people see the flop, and the flop comes out ace, king, 4, you're getting paid. So I like those lower pocket pairs in case you hit that set.
That's why I like the lower suited connectors. You play them like a set, and that's why I like those. But yeah, 7-8 suited for whatever reason, odds wise, is the best odds to crack pocket aces. I don't know why that is, but and you can say pocket aces are clear. There's nobody in the world that can tell me they don't like pocket aces. Who the hell don't like pocket aces?
Well, everybody likes them until you get busted.
Yeah, but I mean, that's part of poker. I mean, online poker, they get busted half the time. In real life, they get busted, 20% of the time, and that's really what it's supposed to be. Well, it depends on what their hand is. But
it also depends on how many people see the flop.
Yeah, there's a lot that goes into it. And one reason I've always loved poker is because I'm a math guy. Yeah. And I love odds. I love implied pot odds. I love to figure out everything that goes on in that. I really enjoy it. I'm one of the reasons I was so up and down is because I am so analytical and I don't always play the person. And sometimes I got to learn to play the person. A lot of times I don't. I get stuck so much in odds that I do get bluffed a lot because I'm like, I don't have the odds to call there. Yeah. Sometimes I don't. It depends. I'm like, I got 16 outs twice. I got a straight flush draw, so I got 16 outs twice. Right now, where I have an overcard with the thing, so I have 20 outs twice. I'm going to call pretty much everything. I'll actually raise with something like that.
Yeah, well, you'll actually be ahead in a situation like that.
So there's a lot of stuff that goes into that. Nick DeWitt, thank you for the super chat. Brilly. All the trolls are Andy Garcia. It's making me mad. Don't worry about it. It'll go away. It'll go away. It always does. It always does. Benjamin, my man, thank you for the super chat. Brilly. Chris telling us a lot of unnecessary info in our chat yesterday. He says, why don't you want YouTube to know? Because they'll see it in the chat anyway.
No, none of that. That does not leave. It's like Vegas. What's in the chat doesn't leave the chat. It's the same thing with Vegas. My man.
Gotcha. It must be the Instagram chat.
Yeah, Instagram. That's what I mean. The Instagram chat.
YouTube, you can see the chat.
Yeah, of course. YouTube, you see the chat.
Eventually, because some of my live streams take 3 days for the live chat to show up. I don't know what that's about.
I've noticed that on your channel. I'll click like a live stream and the chat won't be there.
I don't know. Like the Yankee chat's there, but the live stream chat for the Lakers still ain't there.
I've seen that a few times on your channel when I click like watch one of your videos and then it'll when you leave it on, it'll circulate to your next video. It'll be a live stream and it'll say no chat. I've noticed that.
And that's what happens with Uncle Lou. I don't know. It's weird how that happens.
Yeah.
Simon Z, thanks for the super chat. Brilly says, I'm going to make a collage of hogs in cheer units just for you. There you go.
Yeah. Listen, man, the more hogs, the merrier. That's why I love Dave Gettleman. I shouldn't say I love Dave Gettleman. That's why I stick up for Dave Gettleman, and I'm a big fan of his philosophy. I love when I hear teams wanting to build through the trenches because I'm going to tell you what, Baddog, when I was growing up as a kid, best team was the Dallas Cowboys. And what made that team go? Everybody, Aikman got all the credit. They had a great defense, no doubt about it. Emmitt Smith got all the credit, but everybody knows football. The offensive line is what made that team go. And I've always, ever since then, I've always had that mindset is the game's won in the trenches. You have to be able to protect your quarterback. You have to be able to run block. So when Gettleman came in here and started spitting that, I was saying, I'm all aboard. I am all aboard. Unfortunately, it hasn't come to fruition yet. This is going on year 3, but you can't say after this draft that he hasn't made a concerted effort. So I'm hoping it pans out. But yeah, I've always been a big hog guy.
Yeah, no doubt about it. I mean, I hear you. That is obviously that's the key to your offense. Like I said, it's one of the trenches. It's not pretty. Those guys aren't sexy picks. But at the end of the day, they win football games, and that's really all that matters.
They get none of the credit, but they mean so much.
Right. They get all the blame. Full start, holding, tripping. They got beat for a sack. They always get exposed, but when they actually make a good block or they play a really good game, you don't usually hear about them. Yeah. 79 Steve, welcome to the Bad Doggy Dog. Brilly, new member. Welcome to the Big Blue Wrecking Crew. Taylor, I have not. I appreciate you sending the 2 super chats, but they did not show up. I did not.
Yeah, I have not. I've not seen them either.
David Bialaglo, thank you for the super chat. Brilly says, would you rather See, who would you rather see run out of town? James Dolan. Oh, Dolan, without a doubt. Without a doubt. The Knicks can't win with Dolan. The Yankees still find a way to win with Boone. As much as I hate Boone, they won 100 games back-to-back years. Dolan stinks. Get him out.
Yeah, I mean, it's not even close. I mean, and I completely understand. I don't watch the Yankees like you do. I'll watch them here and there. I'll watch them in the playoffs. So I don't know nearly as much as you do when it comes to managerial decisions. And I know that you complain about Aaron Boone. I've seen it in your videos, but it is not close. I mean, James Dolan, like you said, since he's taken over, what have they had, like 2 winning seasons? I mean, 3 winning seasons, whatever it is. He's been atrocious. Not to mention, if you put aside how bad of an owner he's been in terms of, forcing decisions and not just owning the team and not letting the guys that you paid do the job. If you put that aside, he's been a complete embarrassment off the court. With his handling of Charles Oakley, with Spike Lee, he's constantly in the headlines. The way he handles the media is atrocious. They don't go on WFAN because he doesn't want to talk. I mean, he's just a control freak. He's an embarrassment. James Dolan is probably the worst owner in sports.
Yes. Someone said the Rangers got the Rangers got the first pick. Yes, we got laughed. Somebody said the Rangers took the thing. Yeah, we did. I said that in Hot Take Hockey stream. I said the Rangers are going to be really good in 2 years. And I said they're gonna get laughed. They're gonna get the first pick. Now I didn't actually think they would, and I actually was. I think I was picking up. I forgot what I was doing. I was at home, and I came home like, oh, I forgot the hockey. And I saw they got the first pick, and I'm like, oh my god, they really did get the first pick. So you're gonna have cackle and laugh for a year going forward. Listen, man, the Rangers are gonna be great next year. They're gonna be great next year.
Somebody said in my stream today, do you think MSG could win both lotteries this year? Can the Knicks pull it off?
No. They don't want them to.
Yeah.
Johnny Rocky, thank you for the super chat. Really, really a little quote from The Hangover, which is a great movie. Herpes leaves at Vegas, buddy. they do. Taylor, thank you for the super chat, my lady. Really, testing 1, 2, 3. I do see that one, Taylor. Thank you so much.
Yeah, that one worked.
Yeah, that one did work. Someone said I talk too much. Well, it is a talk show. I don't know what to say.
Who said that?
Oh, I don't know. I just saw it. I didn't see who said it. I noticed it before.
Okay. MMKG says, Tay, a quick question. Do you know any good movie question? Do you know any good comedy movies that are somewhat new? I'll tell you what, man. I say this all the time. The newer comedy movies have been a travesty. I mean, comedy movies are not good. I mean, there's a handful, I'd have to think about it, that have been pretty good over the last 5-6 years. Not many. The better comedies are in the mid, like 2005, 2006, 2007 or earlier. The last 10 to 15 years of comedies, it's been bad. Horror movies have seen a bump. I think horror movies have gotten a little bit better over the last 10 to 15 years than they were over the previous 10. Dramas are always whatever, but comedies have been bad. They've been really bad the last decade.
Dylan Renner says, just let you guys know, I do watch your videos and your streams. That just sometimes I feel like you guys are just so big that you guys won't see or address my comments. I get it. You grind and no deserve. Dylan, that's not the case. I mean, we try to get to every comment, but yeah, I mean, it's not that we're too big. It's just sometimes we don't see all the comments. It's impossible to get to all the comments. We get to as many as we can, but I mean, we're definitely not like just overlooking comments and just, we don't see them. But, well, listen, we'll never be too big for anybody. I mean, I can say that. There's no way we're like, I'm too big for this guy.
Listen, man, we do streams. You did that Laker. I saw you were doing the Dodgers after the Yankee. You'll do a stream with 50 people in there. You don't care. I say it all the time when I do the Mets streams. I'll have 70, 80, 90 people in there. I love that. I mean, it gives me an opportunity to talk to you guys. I will never have that mentality where I'm too big for anybody. I don't try to forget about anybody. I try to show all you guys as much appreciation as we can. It just so happens, sometimes you'll have a stream, in season where we're talking Giants. You got 400 or 500 people in here. You're not gonna be able to read everybody's comment, but we appreciate each and every one of you guys equally. I mean, you guys are all phenomenal.
Yeah, I mean, especially about if I'm doing a Lakers stream and there's 3,000.
Well, you might as well just turn the chat off. I mean,
well, no, I do greet everybody. I can't read comments. I'll greet them, and that's about it. Because when number one, you have 3,000 people in there, it's almost impossible. But then you're calling a basketball game where you can't take your eyes off the TV for 5 minutes.
Basketball, you can't talk to the chat.
I find a way to do it, but it's
well, you could greet them, but you can't have like a back and forth conversation.
Like during the commercials, you can.
Yeah.
Benjamin, thank you for the super chat. Brilly says these trolls are pissing me off today. Don't let them get to you. That's what they want. They didn't even get to me. I don't even give a damn anymore. I don't even care. I just ignore it. Whatever. PTA Sports, great channel over there. Pesty Analyst, Brilly. He says, stand up and Stella. What's up, guys? Hope you're all having a great night.
Well, I love PTA Sports. That guy's awesome.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to working with Pest more in the future. Love to have him on our show maybe one week, but great guy. Definitely a very knowledgeable Giant fan, and glad you're here, my man.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, we both got to work with him, and it was a lot of fun. With him for sure. What was I just going to see? Baddog too big. I don't think so, Justine. I don't know what you mean by that, but definitely not.
Whoa.
Taylor says, I think you guys do a great job of reading comments compared to other streamers. I think Chris and I make a concerted effort for the simple fact that there are some streamers out there that I mean, I hate to say it, but it's the truth. They don't appreciate the people there like we do. I mean, I think Chris and I will always know where we started and how hard it is to build this. But at the same time, without you guys and girls, we couldn't have built it. We say it all the time. We're nothing. Our channels are nothing without you. You guys and girls make our channels what they are. Can't do this without you. Without you guys and girls, there is no show.
Yeah. No, I try to show as much appreciation as I can every time I go live. Because like you said, we say it all the time. There's no point in going live on YouTube if people aren't going to watch. And the guys that are in all our streams, those are the guys that make it go. And they're the reason that we go live. They're the reason that we produce content. So I can't say thank you enough. I try to show it as much as I can.
Yeah, I think Mike asked this twice. He said, "What do you think about the bum Geis?" We actually mentioned Darius Geis earlier in the stream too. We were just talking about how the NFC East seems to have the most problems with people. I don't know what the hell the deal is. Ronnie Gaston says the NBA should dump Dolan and let the Knickerbockers be owned by the city like Green Bay with the Packers fans. I love this idea. I'm in.
What was it? The NBA should dump Dolan and let the Knickerbockers be owned by the city. Rodney, I would love that. I don't think it'll ever happen, especially in New York, a big market like that. But it would be way too valuable of a franchise for somebody to try to own. They wouldn't just turn it over to the fans. I'd be all about it. Dolan might sell. I mean, I worked for Optimum. He sold that company, so maybe one day he'll fold to the pressure. But I think Dolan just I think he just loves owning the Knicks. I don't see it. I don't think he's going to sell it anytime soon. I'm not banking on it.
Benjamin, thank you for the super chat, my man. Brilly. Some of these kids need a life lesson. In life, people are going to say stuff. You got to take it with a grain of salt. I'm the master of load blowing. Accept it. And if you're going to get offended, get the fuck out of here. Listen. And I know he's not talking to me, but I'm going to tell you this. I'm a trash talker at heart. I cut my teeth on YouTube and the TTC. I am well known as one of the best, if not the best trash talker of all time. And there's no doubt I can really talk trash. What makes you a good trash talker is the fact that what people say to you doesn't bother you. I don't give a damn what anybody thinks of it. I don't care if it's online. I don't care if it's in real life. I don't care.
Oh, I mean,
it does not affect me one bit.
When you're on, you learn that fast. I mean, when you're on YouTube, especially as you start to get a little bit bigger, you're going to get people that come in there and try to rattle you, and you have to ignore it, man. You just have to have fun with it and poke fun at the trolls, whatever. I completely agree with you on that. I mean, every time you have a big stream, there's going to be people that come in there. Oh, you're ugly. Oh, you suck. Blah 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 blah. You ignore it. You roll with the punches.
My favorite. I always love that.
Yeah.
especially when they say you're Y-O-U-R, that one always makes it.
Oh, yeah, I always poke fun at
you're an idiot. The irony. Not only do they spell you're wrong, it's an idiot, not a idiot. But, I don't expect much from immature losers who don't have an education and will never be anything. And that's just how it is. They're mad at themselves. They're mad at their life. They're mad at the fact they don't have a girlfriend. They're mad that, nobody likes them. They're mad that they're socially awkward. They're just mad at life in general. So the way to lash out is to come on here because you're not looking at somebody face to face. Because let's face it, there are very few people online who will actually say to you into your face what they'd say to you online. It's just what it is. That's what cyberbullying is all about. But
if you're a keyboard warrior or a keyboard tough guy, like I like to say, it says a lot about your character. If you go into a stream and you don't even say a word, the first thing you just say is you knock the person for whatever reason. Like you said, that says a lot about the person that's typing it. I don't read anything into it. It's somebody who clearly has very low self-esteem. That's the way I look at it.
KP, you got a short trigger. The real reality was joking around. He definitely was not calling me an idiot. The real reality is very cool. The Hell's Basement merch was his. He drew that design for me. He made my intro, so you didn't need to time him out. He was not talking to me. He was making a point that you're an idiot is something somebody would say. Take it easy, KP. Take it easy. Calm down a little bit. Calm down. Let's stab Walton. How can I be the man when you're the man? I don't know what's going on. There's a lot of angst in the chat.
Yeah. I saw somebody ask a question that I wanted to answer. But I lost it now. But the real reality said, "What's going on, guys? What's going on, my man? Thank you for being here, buddy. I appreciate it."
Yes. I forgot what I was going to say now, too. Well, that's what I mean, Simon. They're 12-year-olds. Get off the computer, read a book, educate yourself. Become something in life. Really. Friendly fire, says Meat Tard. I forgot what I was going to say.
Sorry for asking stuff that you guys answered before. Was watching that Bruins game. Mike, are you kidding me? There's no. You don't have to apologize.
Don't worry about it. It's not.
Yeah, I mean that's bound to happen when you're doing a live, especially when it's kind of like a Q&A. I mean, you guys are bound to ask us the same questions. We just try to roll with it.
Yep, absolutely. Definitely nothing wrong with it. We are going to, yeah, exactly. We're going to get asked the same question a lot. It's fine. It's definitely not a problem.
Yeah.
My man Bobby's in the chat. What's going on? Butcher's Block and Page Talk says, I just put out a Red Sox rant video. I'm so pissed. I love that they suck. Really, really. I'll watch that and I'll love it. Hey, listen, the Yankees are good and I put one out. So I feel you, brother. They piss you off.
I'll tell you what, man. I complain about the Mets' bad luck this year. You complain about the Yankees' bad luck this year. The Mets have certainly had their fair share of bad luck. Knock on wood, McNeil looks like he won't be out more than maybe 3 or 4 games. He had to be carted off today, but everything came back negative. But, Stroman's out, Syndergaard's out, Cespedes opted out, Cano's hurt. We've had a number of injuries. But I'll tell you what, man, the Red Sox going into the year, I mean, you knew before the year even started. I mean, their number 1 and 2 pitchers are out. I mean, they didn't have a chance. I mean, yeah. The Red Sox were done before the year started.
I love it, though. That's good for them. Good for them over there. Bobby's an Italian guy, so I completely get it. I mean, we're all Italians here. We're very passionate, very loud, very abrasive. That's just how we are. And we're in
Corey asked a question. He said, 1 out of 32, where do you rank Peppers? That's way too hard for me to answer. I'd have to see a list of every safety in the league. It's not like the quarterback where the names just ring off the top of your head.
Off the top of my head, he'd be in the middle of the pack.
I agree. Middle of the pack with potential to maybe be top 8 by the end of the year. Something like that.
79 Steve says Blazers win versus the Nets. Well, Blazers and Grizzlies are going to play on. They're going to play on Saturday. To play, it's playing game. I don't know who the 9th seed is. I still think the Blazers are the 9th seed because the Grizzlies won. So the Grizzlies have to beat the Blazers once. Grizzlies advance. Blazers being the 9th seed have to beat the Grizzlies twice in order to advance.
I think the Blazers are going to get in. I think you're going to have a hell of a series between the Lakers and the Blazers. Lakers will advance, but I think the Blazers they'll give them a fight. I think that goes 6 games. Blazers
on the Dame and you're good.
Blazers playing well though. I mean, and they got a good team. I think that'll be an interesting series round 1.
And nothing's going to be easy. There's no home court advantage, so it's
I think that'll be a really good series. I'm looking forward to that one.
Nick DeWick, I've never hit a royal flush. I've had a straight flush a couple of times in my life. I've never hit a royal. I have never hit a royal. Oh, Nat buzzed by my ear. Hi, Nick's been a while. Good to see you, brother. He's part of the 420 crew. Brilly, stand up. What's cracking, y'all? We're going to have a season this year. What are the chances either way?
I think we're going to have a season. I don't know if it's going to be a complete season, I think they're going to start the season. Everything that you've heard, the testing protocols have been top notch. It sounds like they're testing them like every day before they even, enter the facility and everything else. It's $1 billion business. They're going to do everything they can to play. Like you said, there was word that came out today. They're going to start the season. Now, it could go up in smoke after week 1 if they go out there and one guy gets passed, he has the virus, and 2 teams get completely sick because of it. Who knows? But I think they're going to start the season, and at that point, we got to keep our fingers crossed and hope that the safety protocols are top notch, and players are going to get sick, but you hope that they can contain it and it doesn't spread throughout the team, and that's all we can hope for, and hope that we have a full season. I think they're going to start the year. I don't know if they're going to complete it.
Right. 3 reality, punk 'em, then time you out. KP times you out. KP, Kristaps Porzingis did a punk 'em, then do that. Jay Berman, thank you. Yes, by the way, guys, still 150 people in the house, so thanks so much. If you haven't hit that like button, hit that like button. Let's see if we get 200 of those. If you're not subscribed to the Entertainment Talking Sports, link to his channel is in the description. So go down there below, click on that, subscribe to him, ring the bell. We do this show every week. We'll do it twice a week during the season. We call the football games together. We call the draft together. We alternate channels, so you definitely will want to sub them up. And again, thank you guys and girls for being here. I see Rudy T and Punk each hit royal flushes. I've never done that.
I've gotten a straight flush. I got the wheel, ace to the 5 with the spades. Never got a royal.
Yeah, I had a 2 to the 6 with spades, and I had 1 to the jack. That was best. I've hit 4 of a kind a number of times. That's
I got a good poker story at a table. I'll tell you in a second. Bad luck, but get to those super chats.
Danny Thomas, thank you for the super chat. Brilly, Chris, what are your thoughts on Andres Jimenez so far?
I'm a fan. Mets #1 prospect. He's come up. He's played well. He's a hustler. When you look at his minor league stats, I don't think he's ever going to be a superstar. The guy doesn't have much pop. He is young though. He's only 165 pounds. Maybe he puts on some more muscle. Reyes came up kind of a slender prospect. But I like his speed. The guy's definitely aggressive on the bases. He swiped another base today. He's a gamer. I like him. He definitely brings some energy to that team. I think he's going to be a nice part of the future for the Mets. He's one of my favorite. Nimmo's probably my favorite player on the team. I just love the whole Pete Rose hustle thing. Every time the guy gets a walk, he's running the first. He gets hit in the back, he's running the first. I love Nimmo. I love McNeil, but Jimenez is quickly becoming one of my favorite players on the team.
Some funny things in here. Number 1, I don't give a Kachuk. Like Keith Kachuk. Is that I don't give a Kachuk. I like that. Benjamin, thank you for the super chat. Brilly. He says, KP's wondering if wearing 2 condoms provides the best protection. Well, abstinence provides the best protection. But if you got to double bag it, there's usually something wrong with the girls, so I would suggest not be. Anyway, that's a whole other.
Yeah, I was going to say that's counterproductive. They say.
Yeah. I've been telling this kid he needs to get laid as soon as possible. Chris, please teach your son the proper manners.
Okay. I don't know what that meant, but as far as the 2 thing goes, yeah, that's counterproductive.
Yeah, and then of course this is one of my favorites. Bobby, thank you for the super chat. Brilly says, Baddog, this is with love from Boston as he shoots me the bird. I love you, Bobby. right back at you, buddy. You know that. One of these days, Bobby, we're gonna meet up. We're gonna eat some good Italian food. We're gonna drink some scotch. We're gonna have some fun. That's what's gonna happen.
Okay,
I love Bobby. Bobby's a man.
So the one thing I'll say is the bad beat hand, and hopefully we got some poker fans in the chat. I got dealt one time at a cash table, Jack 9 of spades, 2 big raises pre-flop. I see the flop. I'm like, whatever. I was in the big blind. It came out 8, 10, queen. The 8 and 10 were of spades. So I flopped the straight. No. Wait. I know ace jack was the other straight. So whatever it was, I lost to ace jack. The guy at ace jack, we both flopped the straight. So it came out 10 king queen. And I had jack 9 of spades, and it was the 10. I had an up and down straight flush draw, and I flopped the straight. I lost like $300. There's no way I could have folded that hand. And the guy at ace jack, I was like, you got to be kidding me. I had a flush draw, I had the straight flush draw, and I flopped the straight, and I lose the hand.
Yeah, I've had a number of bad beat hands. John Silva, thank you for the super chat. Brilly. Every time I see John Silva, I always think of Deke De Silva and Nighthawks. I mean, I know De Silva and Silva's not the same last name. But every time I see John, I always think of Deke De Silva, Sylvester Stallone, and Nighthawks. Every time I see him in your stream or this stream, I always think Deke De Silva. That's just a good Italian name. I think that's why.
Oh, it's great.
Thanks, buddy. I appreciate it. Really says stand up and wee.
Stand up, John. Thanks for popping in, man.
I've had a number of bad beats. I mean, everybody takes bad beats. I'll give you my bad because this happened at my bachelor party. So we go to Turning Stone for my bachelor party, and I have pocket jacks. So I don't like pocket jacks. But you know, I'm under the gun, so I raised the blinds.
Pocket jacks are my least favorite hand, by the way.
I don't like them. So I raised 3.5 times the big blind. Somebody else that re-raises, like twice what I raised, and everybody folds. And the guy to my immediate right, the guy in the big blind calls, and I call. At this point, I mean, I've already put the money in. I got jacks. It's a good hand. And I'm like,
you got to call with jacks there. So you're getting 3 times the money. Yeah.
Right. So the flop comes out. It's the hell was the flop? It was 3 low cards. It was 7. It was 7. What the hell was it? I cannot remember. I just remember he killed me on the turn with this card. It was like 7, 9, 10. I wasn't 7, 9, 10. It was like 6, 9, 10, whatever the hell it was.
Rainbow, no flush draws, probably.
3 undercards.
Right.
I had the overpair. So I go all in. At this point, and I have the inside straight draws. So I'm going all in. And
so it's probably 7, 9, 10 if you had the inside straight.
Right. It was 7, 9, 10. No, I'm sorry. It was 8, 9, 10. I had
up and down.
I had an 8-way straight draw. I had the overpair. I go all in. The guy folds. The guy that re-raised me folds. The guy to my right calls. And mind you, I raised I think I raised $25. The guy raised it to $60. So it was a 180. So I pushed in. I got like $250. I just shove it all in the pot. I'm like, the hell with this. I know I got the best hand because if this guy had a better hand than me, he would have re-raised again, when he got to him. Sure as shit, the next card's a fucking 2. Don't you know he has pocket 2s?
You got to be kidding me.
Why are you in the hand with pocket 2s at that point?
Wow.
Pre-flop, I get it. You're trying to hit the
No. Post-flop, you can't call for $250.
Odds. And
he didn't get no outs other than a 2.
I remember the guy at the table going, what the hell did you think he was playing with?
I can't. I know ticked off Baddog. I've seen it on YouTube. I've seen it in person. I would look like ticked off Baddog if somebody called me there with pocket 2s for $300 after the flop.
I was so mad. I was at first I was like in disbelief. I'm like, why? I'm sitting there going, did I play that wrong? What did I do wrong? And I'm like, no, the guy's just an ass. And I remember because I think that same guy called somebody all the way to the river with ace high. And he hit it.
I'm trying to like rationally think of what he could have thought. The only thing that makes any sense there, if it came out 8, 9, 10, maybe he says, you know what, screw it. I think he's bluffing. Maybe he's got ace, king, ace, queen. He's got 2 overs and he doesn't have a pair. That's the only thing that makes sense. And even then, it's a horrible call. That's the only thing that makes any sense.
That was bad. Like I said, I've had beats like that, but that was because it was my bachelor party, and I don't play those stakes. I was actually ahead. I mean, this is 1-2, no limit. So it's not like I'm playing big 5-10 or something. But I was actually winning until that. And I was having a good day until that. That made me mad. I'm not going to lie. I was like, because I'm thinking to myself, I'm doubling up. I walk out, and now I'm like, if I win this hand, I'm leaving. I was already counting my money. I'm like, yep, I'm going to walk away with this for like $800, and I'm done. Nope. Taylor, thank you for the super chat. Really, Chris, tell how much you won in poker in a night.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I told Taylor the story one time. I won $10,000 in online poker one night.
Damn.
I played in a it was two $5 or two $10 tournaments. I used to play online poker a lot when I was younger. I was like 21, 22, 23, and you played in. It was like 2 big tournaments. It was like a 10,000 per. You know how those online tournaments were. It was a ton of people.
Poker stores are known as big tournaments.
Yeah, it was like a $10 buy-in, and there was like 10,000 people that entered, and you had to enter 2 separate ones at the same time. I forgot what it was called, but I was playing 2 tournaments for $10 at the same time, and whoever had the highest average finish in the 2 tournaments combined won like a 25% portion of a $20,000 pot. I was the guy that did it, so I won $5,000 for that, plus where I finished in both tournaments, I won like another $5,000. I placed out of like 10,000. I placed like 8th in one and like 12th in the other. So I had like an average finish of 10th in 2 10,000 person tournaments. So I won in one night in like a 6-hour span. I won like 10 grand online.
Did you get your money?
Yeah, I got it.
Well, that's good. Oh, it's good. My cable box is just resetting over here for no reason. Stream is still going, right? Just want to make sure.
Stream's still going.
Okay, so I didn't know what the hell happened there. My cable box just went out. They must be rebooting. Verizon's all of a sudden really beginning to suck. Simon Z, thank you for the super chat. Brilly says, when Ben talks, I hear South accent, straw in mouth. Ben who? Ben Wynn? Ben Wynn lives in California, so I know he definitely doesn't have that going on. John Silva, thank you for the super chat. Brilly, man, I really appreciate it. Also, technically, I am a De Silva. When my folks moved over here from Europe, government dropped the dub part during paperwork. Look at me knowing something. Now I'm really going to think of Deke De Silva every time I see him.
Wow, that's pretty cool.
Every time.
That's a lot of Italians that I've talked to. They had their names altered when they came over here.
Yes. Yeah, it's true. A lot of them do. A lot of them changed it. Yeah, they Americanized their names.
Yeah, a lot of them. Not just the way it's pronounced. Like they actually changed the last name when they came over here. Yeah.
There was a time I was invited to a poker party. The first time I had pocket jacks, I ended up going all in first hand, and I eliminated someone. He was tight. Tight players. I never. Again, I'm so analytical. I really need to pay more attention. I mean, I haven't played poker in a long time. But I was always like, sometimes I got to learn how to play the man, and a lot of times I didn't. I was too analytical. Now, I certainly, me making the move on that guy and being aggressive, that guy no business calling me. That was definitely just ridiculous call. But I do, a lot of times I am very tight, but I had a feeling I had the best hand there because, again, if he had better than jacks, that guy would have re-raised. If he had queens, kings, or aces, when it gets to him, he's raising a third time or going all in at that point because he doesn't want to see a flop. So I knew I had that guy beat.
Right.
And he had, pocket eights, pocket 10, but I didn't think he did. And
in that situation, that's the perfect hand to see. Like if you see ace king, you're not happy. He's got 2 overs. If you see, a jack, you're not happy because you could split the pot. If you see queen jack, he obviously has a straight 9-10. You're screwed with 2 pair. You couldn't have. That's the perfect hand. That's what you wanted to see. Yeah. He literally had no outs, and I don't understand. I would have went ballistic at the table if I saw.
I don't even think I got mad. I think I just left the table. I'm pretty sure when I left, I just said, "What the?" I mean, I'm pretty sure that came out of my mouth.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure I wanted to say to the dealer, "Nice dealing, asshole." I'm pretty sure that wanted to come, but I didn't because I'm not getting thrown out of the casino. I have gotten thrown out of the casino before, but again, that's a different street. Really, there's not many places I haven't been thrown out of.
You've been thrown out of a casino?
Yeah, I've been thrown out of a lot of places.
Oh, were you counting cards?
No, I was getting mad at the machine.
Who gets mad at the machine? Everybody knows when you go to the machine, you're going to lose your money.
I was drinking.
What were you? Yeah, give my quarters back. Come here.
I was like, it kept teasing me. You need 3 bonus symbols. I kept getting 2. And then one time I got the bonus, I didn't get paid at all. And I just was like, what the? They
had to hold Baddog back from the machine. 4 people went down to the ground.
I kicked that machine's ass. Hot Take Hockey's in the house. What's going on, Johnny? Good to see you, man. You want to talk about a grind? My man, Hot Take Hockey, putting in that work over there.
HTH is the man. HTH is the man.
So much. His streams are so much fun, man. I've had a ball hanging out over there. I had a ball. It's awesome. Always looking forward to the streams. Like every time I get home from work, I'm like, Johnny's streaming good. I'm in there. Yep.
Yeah, I got to pop. I was in one the other day. I got to pop into another one. I know he does a great job over there.
Michael Sachs, thank you for the super chat. Brilly. He says, I won $4K just playing $3 slots, bet 6. Oh, yeah. I mean, you can hit slots huge. If you hit them, I don't
play them because I've never. I'll give you a quick slot story. I played. It was a Kenny Rogers slot. I remember that, and it was like a penny slot. And I was like 21, whatever. But I was playing the max, which was like $1 a spin maybe, and I put like $20 in there, and I got down to like 5 cents. Like I was down to my last 5 cents, and I was just like, all right, I'll just play for 5 cents rather than the normal $1. And of course, then I hit like the jackpot, and I won like $40. Had I hit on the max bet, times that by 20, I would have won like $800. And I was just like, that's slots for you. That's my luck. Even though I left up $20, I was just like, that's my luck. I haven't played slots since.
Yeah. You got a hot take. He says, thanks, man. Appreciate that. I have no idea how much it means. You're both legends. How can we be legends when you're the legend? That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying, hot take.
ATH is the man, dude.
He's the man. Killing it, man. Love seeing his channel grow. Yeah, I mean, I've had good luck on slots, though. I have. I've definitely had good luck on slots. But my biggest thing is I can sit at a slot machine and I can drink for free.
Well, yeah.
That's your point. That was the big thing. Especially at the beginning, I'd always sit there. What I would normally do, especially when I was younger, well, after I got crushed in Atlantic City and lost $3,200 in the weekend, my betting definitely decreased. But what I used to do is I would just play penny slots, and I'd play 1 penny. I'd play one, and I just sit there and hit it, wait for the drink girl to come around or whatever. I'd get a couple of Jack and Cokes or a couple of beers and give her $1 or $2. There you go. And I would sit there and I would just drink them, and I'd hit this bit. I might bet 8 cents, and then they come back around again, and I'd do the same thing, 2 more. So I'd get about 6, 8, 10 deep, and then I'd actually start betting. But I always made sure I got my money's worth in the alcohol. I'd probably pay about $1 in the machine while I got 10 beers. And then, so I always swear to God, when I was drinking, my luck improved. It's the weirdest thing.
Maybe it did, or maybe you just think it did because you were drunk.
No, it improved, and I think part of the reason is this. I swear to God, if you go in there thinking you're going to lose money, you will lose it. If you go in there scared of losing it, you will lose it.
Right.
If you lose all your inhibitions and don't really give a damn, I think you win. I think I mentioned this before. The best night I've ever had, and I've never won a lot in the casino, but again, this was my buddy. We went to Rivers in Schenectady because they actually have table games. So up here in Saratoga, they don't have table games. They have the virtual table games. They got the racetrack there, but they don't have any table games. So we went there playing Let It Ride, and I remember losing my money at the slots. I was waiting for my buddies. I lost like $40, and then we start drinking, and we're drinking this liquor. I don't even know what it was. It was like 150 proof, and it was strong. I have a glass of that. Then I go over to Druthers, which is like a bar. They make their own beer. I have 2 flights. I have 2 beers. So a flight is a bunch of different types of beer.
Like 3 beer, 2 or 3 beers equivalent.
6 beers. Yeah, right. It's like 3 beers equivalent. So I get 2 of those. I get 2 beers. So by the time I get back to the casino, I play roulette. I put $3.33. It hits. I get $105. I put $5.33. The next hand, it hits. I get $175. So now I'm up. Now I'm doing good. I leave the roulette table up like $300. I go into the hold'em room. I immediately lose $100. Do never play hold'em when you're drunk.
That's the worst time to play.
Stupid.
Yeah.
Stupid. I got impatient. I bluffed in a pot. I got bluffed by a guy. Just dumb. That was stupid. $100 in like 10 minutes gone. Then I meet DWG at the casino, and he was talking about Let It Ride. I'm like, all right, let me play Let It Ride. So there's a seat open. He's like, you want? I'm like, no, you sit there. He sits there. He's losing. A seat opens up at the very end. I'm like, all right, I'll sit there. First hand, I'm dealt a pair of 6s, and I hit a 6 in the flop. So I get 3 of a kind. So that pays like 8 to 1 or whatever it pays.
Did you have it on the bonus too?
I did have the bonus, yeah. So I did, so like I said, it was like 8 to 1. The 2 hands later, I'm dealt a flush. I'm dealt 3 diamonds in my hand, and sure enough, I end up with a flush. It pays 40 to 1. So I went like $450 in that hand. So I leave that table. I'm probably up like $400. So I'm probably up $600 for the night. And I'm drunk. I don't even know what I'm winning. I'm just putting the shit in my pocket. So then I go to the slot machines, and I'm telling you, Chris, every slot machine I sat down and I was hitting bonus. I woke up I was like 4:30 in the morning. I'm like, I don't want to go to bed because I'm winning, but I'm like, I need sleep.
Right.
I wake up at like 8 o'clock in the morning. I'm still drunk. I can't go home. I'm like, I can't drive. And I pull all the chips out of my pocket, and I'm like, holy shit, there's like $650 here in chips. And then I'm like, oh, there's vouchers. So I have 2 vouchers in my pocket. One's for $420. 420 crew smoke them because you got them. 420 on one voucher, which was hilarious. And then the other one was $276. So I had like $1,270, which I've never. And of course,
that's a good night at a casino.
That was, and then but unfortunately, I had to stay there for like a couple hours because again, I didn't feel like I was ready to drive, and I ended up giving 200 back. But I walked out like 1,000 ahead.
That's your tip. That's your tip to the casino.
That was amazing.
Yeah,
that's because I was drunk.
Whenever I go to, if I break even, I'm happy. When I go to a casino, that's winning to me. If I break even.
Oh God, you get the entertainment, you break even. Absolutely win.
Yeah, that's a win.
Thank you for the super chat, brother. Brilly, my good man. He says Steelers versus Giants week 1. Danny Dimes more like Danny gonna lose to the Steelers. How's y'all's night going, Baddog, Chris?
What's going on, little Munchie, man? Glad to see you in here, buddy. Thank you for being a tremendous supporter, both of ours. I think it's gonna be a hell of a game week 1. I think it's gonna be a really close game. I'm looking forward to it. I think they're two pretty evenly matched teams. I got to give the Steelers the edge because, you know, they've been a lot more successful than we have in recent years. But I do think the fact that it's at home, first game of the year, if I'm not mistaken, Munchie, maybe you'll correct me on this. Maybe I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure the Steelers historically start off a little rocky, at least in recent years. So I do think the Giants got a realistic shot to win that game. I think it's close to a 50-50. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I think it's going to be a good game.
Me too. Me too. There's no doubt about that. I do. I think we got a good chance to win that game. I really do. But we'll see. You know, I am very, very interested to see. I want you guys. I know. We're getting ready to close it out. A couple more minutes. Week 1 of the football season. You guys and girls are going to share the stream out. It's going to be on Up Tainah's page or channel. You guys are going to share the stream out. We're going to have 4,000 people in that first game.
I don't know about that, but we're going to have a lot.
Chris, we've had 2,500 people in the stream. This was last year. We've both grown since then. Our chat is.
It is a primetime game.
Our chat is going to put it on Discord, Reddit, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, whatever. I don't even know what else there is. They're going to do it. We're going to get to 4,000. We had 2,500 people during the draft. We can do this.
4,000. 4,000. My goal one day. We say it
nobody's going to be in the stadium. Where are they going to be, baby?
Well, I say it all the time, Baddog. Our goal one day, and it may take 20 years. We may be in wheelchairs when we do it, but our goal one day is to have more people in our stream than people in the stadium. So I want to have 81,000 people in our stream one day.
I guarantee you we'll have more people in our streams this year than are in the stadium.
Well, that we already have more people in our stream.
I know. That's what I'm saying.
But yeah.
Thank you for the super chat. Really says, Chris, you should split that 10K between me and Asia.
Ben, I love you, man, and I'm incredibly appreciative for anybody that donates or, like I say, tunes in, hits the thumbs up. That 10K's gone, man. I spent that 10K in Vegas.
That gone. Yeah, he had
10K's gone, man.
With the strip club, and in Vegas, you're paying a lot for them.
Yeah.
Giants fan 8, he says, will Hurts replace Wentz and become the next McNabb? Hurts will never be as good as McNabb. Never. He'll never be as good as McNabb. No, Hurts is not going to be a good NFL quarterback.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to get the opportunity.
I know you had Brett Coleman on your. I was agreeing with Brett a lot till he came up with he thought Hurts was a first round talent. At that point, I said, no, I can't back you anymore. I can't back that. I watch Hurts play every game. I watch him play at Alabama. I watch him play at Oklahoma. That's not a for. That's.
I agree with you. I'm not a big Hurts guy, and I think it was the worst pick of the draft. I think. I never understood the pick. Maybe Hurts could be successful. It's not going to be with the Eagles. And even if he is, I don't think he's going to be a great quarterback. Maybe he could be decent. I'm not a big Hurts fan either.
Nick the Wicks is doing about a $50 buy-in poker game next Giants meet. Well, not going to have time to play poker.
I'm going to tell you what. One of these days, we'll have to have a poker game live stream. Well, maybe when we do next year.
Yeah, we can always go to the hotel.
We go to the hotel. We'll stream us playing Hold'em for 2 or 3 hours.
I know DWG and my brother-in-law are Hold'em players, so yeah.
That would be fun. That'd be fun. You get people to watch us play Hold'em for 2 or 3 hours against each other.
That would be pretty fun. That would be, and you know, there'd be a lot of shit talk. That actually is a good idea. That'd be
yeah.
Okay, listen, it's 12:05. I want to wrap it up. I just want to say again, thank you to everybody that was here. Really appreciate. Nothing to talk about. Still 200 in the chat tonight. Still 150 people here. You guys and girls are amazing. I don't know what to say. I'm out of words to describe. Not enough words in our language, and there's a lot of words in this language that could possibly describe how appreciative Chris and I are. Everything you guys and girls do for us, all the support. It really is amazing. And when we say we got the best supporters on YouTube, we absolutely mean that. I am in a lot of live streams. I do not comment a lot of times. I just kind of lurk in the shadows. I do it, but I see the way chats and streamers, interact with one another, and that's why I always say we got the best. You guys are very productive. You have, great questions. You have great comments. You have great insights and things, and that's what makes this show so great. The interaction between us and you guys, and that's what makes it fun for us. If there was a bunch of dumb questions, there's a bunch of people that didn't know what they were talking about, it'd be more difficult. But you guys make this great. You make it fun, and really appreciate it. Benjamin, thanks for the super chat. Really, Chris, between me and Asia, you got your 10K back.
Listen, man, I can't say thank you enough for all the support you guys show me. I can't. It blows my mind. So I can't say thank you enough. I try to say it as much as I can, and thank you, man. I appreciate it. Yeah, and as far as the chat goes, I mean, you guys are incredible, man. You guys show up every stream. You guys show up. You watch all our videos. You guys are great. You guys are amazing. Can't say thank you enough for everything that you guys do for us. The community that we built, I'm incredibly proud of. I love it. I love our community. I love all the passionate Giant fans, New York sports fans that tune into our streams, and sometimes not even New York sports fans. You get your Eagles fans, you get your Redskin fans, you get your Cowboy fans, you get your hot take hockey fans. But I can't say thank you enough to all you guys that support us each and every week. And we forgot to mention it. What is this, our 90th show or 89th?
It's our 90th show.
90th show. So we're coming up on the 100th show anniversary, and I mean, this show's gone a long way, and we're 10 episodes away, and love all you guys. Thank you guys for everything you do for us. And I'll be live tomorrow. Baddog will be live on Saturday. I'll be calling the Met game. Baddog, well, you'll be able to see his face for 24 hours straight. So thank you guys for being here. I'm sure you're going to take the day off tomorrow.
Yeah, somebody did ask about the 24-hour stream starts at 9 o'clock on Saturday morning, and it will go to Sunday 9 a.m. Yeah, that's why we did the show tonight. I am definitely not streaming tomorrow. I'm going to get as much sleep as I can because that 24 hours is difficult. I'm not going to lie. I'm good till about 3 o'clock in the morning, and then it really starts to the middle of the night really start. But you know what? Punkham will be there. L.A. Lou will be there. Dire Giants band will be there. Bobby Woodruff will be there. What's that? If Dan will be there.
Yeah.
I'm lucky. I got like 6 or 7 people that'll be there the whole night.
Yeah.
Kyle Petrano, thank you for the super chat. Brilly says, hey guys, was wondering what you guys thought of Hard Knocks. I'm the only one who actually likes our coaching staff. Can't wait for you guys to call games 4K. That'd be great. We were talking about that. I don't watch the Hard Knocks, so I don't know. I don't have HBO anymore, so I don't watch.
It's actually on YouTube.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Yeah, you can watch it on YouTube. But I watched part of the first episode. I'm gonna watch all of it. Probably not tonight. I'll probably be too tired. And Clocks has been bothering me. I got to watch a movie that he keeps telling me to watch. So I'll probably watch that tomorrow. But I gotta watch the rest of it. But yeah, I like Hard Knocks. It's definitely cool behind the scenes footage. And Kyle's a phenomenal supporter, both of ours. Awesome. But I'm definitely gonna catch up on it. Watch the rest of it. I thought it was pretty interesting. What I saw so far was, like I was saying earlier, was kind of the behind-the-scenes footage. You get to see how they're handling the COVID testing and everything. And, I'm excited to see the rest of it. But I haven't seen all of it yet.
No doubt. But, again, guys and girls, thank you so much for being here with us tonight. Really do appreciate it. Tune in tomorrow. Chris is calling the Mets game. And, at some point, come and hang out with me Saturday because I'm going to be around the entire 24 hours because I'm a lunatic. Anyway, for the Entertainment Talking Sports, it's a Bad Diggity Dizzle, and we are gone. Peace!
I'm going to just